But yeah, I'll come up with a list of
Things for me.
things for you. Yeah.
Thank you. I want to go see manatees.
You'd have to
I love
go
manatees.
a bit south for that. You could always go by Cape Canaveral.
Listen, I'm the baby of the family. They love my ass.
Mm-hmm.
They will quite literally. I'm pretty sure one would cut off their hand if I asked them
Cape Canaveral's the where NASA sets off all their rockets.
to. Noted. Very noted.
We didn't start the fire. World's been burning, world's been turning. We didn't set the fire. Why can't I see my own stream? Where is it?
We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning.
Okay, it's currently going. Oh crap, if I hit new game, is it gonna erase my current game? It might. Oh well, that's fine. I'm right at the end anyways.
Can I name Sir Brante?
Let's wait for Mickey to get back and then we will.
Aww. I still think the fact that you all were initially you were like, I don't like spring, but now you're all like, spring.
Oh, I've always loved Spring. I just don't trust him.
You shouldn't.
I think he's a good person morally in this moment, but I have fully not trusted this guy.
I love him. He's one of my favorite NPCs.
I love this fucking achievement.
Mind you, my favorite NPC, for plot-wise, is Easton. But Spring's probably a close second when it comes to plot. For some reason, when playing characters, I always lean towards females, but when making really important NPCs, I always lean towards having guy NPCs because I feel like I get to explore and exercise more.
I mean that's fair.
Also, I'm sorry Winter's been ghosting you. She has a reason, I
am
promise.
very upset about this ghosting. Can you still see and hear this now?
I don't know if I can hear it, but I can it.
But you can't.
I can hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear it.
I just wanted to make sure.
I just have my stream turned all the fucking way down because I don't like having loud stream. Yep, this is the song I need to add for Little Miss BBG. You guys met last session.
So.
Mhm. So.
Your sister was an assistant to Dr. Octavius.
I thought she was a journalist.
She was a journalist, but she was helping Dr. Octavius.
Oh. So am I bros with him or something? Are we?
Well, that's why he's
besties?
asking. That's why he's asking you to come help him with the generator.
What the fuck do I know about generators?
No. You're there for protection.
I'm 12.
No. Cave Spider. Cave Spider is there for protection. Nobody knows how old Cave Spider is.
Cave Spider's response when asked their age is old enough.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's also a great thing. Orion is only 2 years older than you.
Age, Spider-Man.
Age, Spider-Man. Orion was bitten at 14 and is currently 14.
Hey?
Orion's great. He's doing great out there.
I mean, I've only been Spider-Man for what, a year?
I think you are the smallest amount of time for the Spider-Man. Out of the player characters, at least.
I got bitten at 14, and then I took a year to figure my shit out, and then started being Spider-Man a year later.
World's been burned.
Bonjour? Hello. Hello, small child.
The small child has returned.
It's the smaller child.
Oh god. We gotta finish New Frontier at some point, kid.
Listen, I'm home alone all week. I can't do this weekend, but like, quite literally most other time.
I was gonna say, before work, sometime this next week, we'll go through and finish it. Hello?
Hello.
What the fuck are you doing over there?
Making noises, eating jasmine rice.
Jasmine rice.
Yeah.
Mickey, I was gonna ask you about a game, but I can't remember what it was. What the fuck is Battle Carnival?
Oh, I don't know, man.
I was going through my Steam. I was like, I looked at this earlier and I saw it was from your library, and I was like, what the
It's
fuck
probably free.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Alright, are we all ready?
Okay, small child has left.
Hi, child.
Mickey, Lakes has requested that she name your Brante.
Okay.
Will you allow this to occur?
Okay.
Okay. Lakes, you may name Sir Brante.
Okay, this is going to be... Fuck,
I am regretting my
Give me
decision.
1 minute. Give me 1
I am
minute.
already regretting my decision.
Mickey, while we do this, do you want to know your the consequences of your actions, or do you want them to be hidden from you?
Oh, you got... What does
I don't
knowing
know.
entail? What does
What did
knowing
you
entail,
do?
if I may ask?
What is knowing what?
What does knowing entail?
So, if you hover over the choice, it will tell you, like, things that will occur, like, your relationship with this person will go up, but this person will go down. You'll gain this skill point, but lose this skill point.
I would prefer open, but I think you would prefer hidden.
I like open because it helped me with some of my decisions, to be fair.
Open.
This is Sir Cody Brante.
How do I spell it? C-O.
C-O-D-Y.
Cody Brante. Let's go.
Is that okay?
Why?
You hold the fate of a single man in your hands. You will follow his life from birth to death. Your choices shall define who Sir Brante will grow up to be. You will decide his personality, social status, and what mark he'll leave on history. With every step he takes at your behest, Sir Brante's character will change and evolve. Your decisions will close some doors for him, but may open others. The world of Sir Brante's birth is a ruthless realm, where people are divided into estates. It is hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Sir Brante cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Every hard choice will test his character and personal qualities. Often, you will not be able to make the choice you would like to. It may happen because you choose a different road earlier, exhausted your hero's willpower, or haven't earned the right position in society.
I don't like that.
Every victory will be a struggle, a path paved with... Well, you saw the photo I sent you last night, right? That's like one choice ruined you. A path paved with bitter losses and gut-wrenching failures. Accept the tragedy. This is how you will create a gripping and unique tale for your hero. What will become of you or Sir Brante, his loved ones, and his world? It all depends on you.
It's a lot of fucking pressure.
The story of my life remains written on these pages. But my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am.
Apparently not a
Could I
haircut.
have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price?
Why were you saying why
would I
to me
have to pay?
suggesting the name Cody?
Yes. Why?
You'll find out in a week.
Oh no.
2 weeks.
Ah yes, Cody, the king of body horror.
No, he's just an NPC.
Your fingers are stained with ink. Your breathing grows ragged. Your hands are shaking, yet the words begin appearing on the page before you, one by one, clinging together to form a chronicle of your own life. Who are you, and how did you reach this end? You You were born, raised, and lived your entire life in the blessed Archaean Empire. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth. Whether human or Archaean, nobleman, priest, or low-born commoner, all bend to the divine will of the twin gods. Oops, I skipped a little. I'm gonna move my mouse off the forward button. The memories come flooding back. They engulf you as a merciless wave, binding together days that are thrice dead and gone. The dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital. Years of peace teeming with life and a war drenched in blood. High ranks and lowly deeds, opulent palaces, secretive city backstreets, fields of battle, and faces. So many faces of the people you held dear, the people who walked this road by your side. Such was your life, now all exposed by ink erupting onto the page. With your every step, you sought to change the world as you saw fit. The choices of your upbringing, the path you carved in your youth, the fruits of your struggle, the consequences of your sacrifice, all of it has led you here, to the end of your time. And every choice has a price. Now, years and years later, the crossroads of your life echo in the memory. The pain and joy inextricably intermingled. Could you have taken a different path, chosen a different calling, found a different place in the world? You have the power to alter the very course of history. Now on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt, seeking answers to the last and most crucial question of all. Your life. Of all the paths in life, why did you walk this one? Did you choose your own fate, or was your life shaped by forces beyond your control? What determines a man's destiny? Mickey, what determines a man's destiny?
Hover over the man himself.
Your life has always been yours to live. You made your own destiny.
Hover over a higher power.
Your destiny was forged by power greater than your own will.
Man himself.
You can hear death's footsteps drawing near. You square your shoulders and take a deep, full breath. You have found your final answer. What is destiny other than a long chain of your own actions and decisions? No matter what happened in your life, you always had a choice. You lived the life you deserved. Only you can answer for it.
I don't know about that.
But are you right about this? Is it all true? To learn the truth, you will have to return to the very beginning, remembering every step you took along the way. On these pages, the story of a man named Cody Brante will live once more.
The Revolt.
Welcome to Chapter 1, Childhood. The year is 1118. Childhood, where life begins. First words, first unsteady steps. You are but a small child learning about the world in which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, and so unforgiving. A long, trying life stretches before you. So many feats and faults, so many fateful choices to come. Yet you are already sowing the seeds of your future self. You're learning to live and survive in this world, looking for a place within it to call your own, choosing your future destiny. Who will you grow up to be? Alright, by the end of the prologue, you will determine the estate and future occupation of your hero. Only in adulthood will he start to influence the world around him and even the ultimate fate of the Empire.
Wait, are we in the Ottoman? What empire are we in?
The Archaean Empire. It's all fantasy.
It's a fantasy one. Okay.
Alright, so this is our starting stuff. Events in the personal life of the hero that can happen in this chapter. The fencing, I'm not going to hold over them. The fencing lesson, Beyond, Insight, and the Nobleman's Sacrament. I will point out that I only experienced the Beyond event. I did not get any of the others.
Oh.
Your personnel qualities at this age, they determine what choices you take. Obviously, we're at 0 because we have not been born. We have not been touched by death. In this world,
That's gonna change.
in this world, by the way, you get 3 chances and then a true death.
Oh dear.
begin the chapter. At first, there was nothing. No time, no sensation, nothing but darkness and void. But then a will breathed life into nothingness. Matter and spirit were set in motion. History began its march. It was your turn to enter the world. Your first memory. You are lying on your back, blinded by a bright white light. You are not alone. Above you tower the colossal figures of those who created you. You are a part of them, and they are a part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you, and protect you. It hurts to breathe. It's your mom and dad. You let out the pain in the form of a desperate scream. Your creators extend their hands towards you. There are two of them, the ones who made your form from their own selves and brought you into this world. They are united, yet as they lean closer, you begin to see how different they are. But interesting that that's what you went with immediately, Mickey. That's an interesting thought. You can already feel their differences within you, struggling against each other. The first figure is soft and empathetic, wise and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps you head to toe like an invisible blanket. The warmth from it is never-ending. The second figure is strong and powerful, commanding and noble. It is harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance, a force of protection, and merciless punishment for every misdeed. Yet there is also a third figure. It is like a shadow barely seen behind them, yet already pulsing with an unbreakable will to live. It is the very will to live that is now growing ever stronger within you. A soft open palm, a strong closed fist, a lingering distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swaddling cloths wrapped around you and extend a tiny hand into the world. Who will you reach out to?
So, okay, funny story really quick. When I was first born, something like this happened.
My demons in the room?
No, my grandfather stood over me whenever I was, still a newborn, and he kind of shook his fist at me and went, "Rawr."
Oh.
And I raised my fist up at him.
Ah, yes, violent from day one.
But I feel like we'd reach out to the.
Can we look at the? I want.
Yeah. Let's look. I like what Lakes is thinking. We should.
I like the thing.
If you grasp the first of the figures by the finger, aka the palm, you will increase your perception. If you reach out to the fist, you'll increase your determination. If you smile at the shadow, you'll get 10 willpower.
Oh.
Think of willpower as your action points. Some choices will require you to have a certain amount of them to spend in order to do them. The others are actual stat blocks like perception and strength.
Let's go with the palm.
Alright, and within the first two choices, Mickey has already gone a different path.
What did you do?
I smiled at the shadow.
But Mom!
Exactly, I'm going for Mom.
Your little palm awkwardly clasps the soft finger. You explore your mother's hands by touch. She smiles gently as her arms wrap around you and lift you up. She smells of home, that indescribable smell, that feeling of safety that is second to none. Her embrace is the warmest place in all the world, a place you want to stay for all eternity. I'll point out, I'll try to always tell you what the difference in the choices is. If you smile at the shadow, your parents don't know what you're looking at, and the shadow just very slowly puts a finger to his lips before disappearing.
See, I didn't want my parents to be creeped out at me seeing something that wasn't there.
Your life in this world it's fine, I'm a disappointment to my parents. Your life in this world begins. How will you live it? I spent my childhood making my parents happy, and then the rest of my life making my family hate me.
I was about to say, apparently a people pleaser already.
As the days go by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognize father by his heavy breath and strong cold hands. He visits you rarely. Hello there, little Cody Brante.
Hi, Dad.
Mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night.
My, you're growing so quick.
No, let's go,
Hey,
let's go.
I was saying, who wants
Hi.
to do the mom? Because there is also a sister.
I should do the sister because baby.
My, you're growing so quickly, my child.
There are two more children in the family named Stephen and Gloria.
That's a Stefan.
Stefan. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in tight clothing and holds your hands as you learn to take your first steps. Stefan likes to sweep you up and pinch you and toss you in the air.
Oh, look, this is your brother and sister.
Yeah, you're my little brother. We're gonna play. I don't know why I gave him this voice. He's such an asshole. But I'll always be in charge because you were born a commoner.
What, you weren't?
Be quiet, you. He doesn't understand yet. Come on, baby Cody. Let's go play in the yard.
Okay. So in this world, in order to be born of noble blood, both of your parents have to be noble.
Yeah, so if our siblings...
Stefan's mother was a noble individual. You and Gloria were born to a common woman.
Yeah.
Hey, don't you talk about my mother like that.
It is hot outside. You grip your brother's hand with one hand and your sister's with another as they help you walk down the giant stone stairs. You sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blades of grass with your fingers. It tickles. In the sky far above and away from you is a gigantic pillar, a perfectly straight stick made of light. It's so bright it hurts to look at it. Why are you staring at the shining pillar? It's not going anywhere, you know. Hey, I want to play hide and seek.
Wait, that's a normal thing?
He's just a little baby. How is he gonna play?
Then you hide him, and I'll try to find both of you. You have no idea what they're talking about, but you support them with happy cooing. This is strange, but so exciting. Stefan and Gloria glance at each other, then your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes, and starts shouting something. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Your sister takes you behind some thick bushes by a tall wall. The light from that light stick on the horizon barely reaches here. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground and puts a finger to her mouth for some reason, and then she's gone. You can no longer hear Stefan's voice. Gloria is nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time, completely alone. Nobody checks on you. Did they forget about you? Did they abandon you? If you cry loudly, you'll gain 10 willpower. If you find your own way home, you'll increase your determination. If you sit there and wait, you will increase your perception.
Fucking, I'm a baby. Cry loudly, bitches.
Alright, I sat there and waited. You start
I
crying,
would've also.
hoping to be found. You take a deep, deep breath and start bawling. This is the loudest you've ever cried. It is a cry of sheer terror, the cry of a boy waiting to be found, a boy whose brother and sister hurt his feelings when they left him all alone. You hear brisk steps. I just played with sticks. That was all I did. That's the only difference here. You hear brisk steps, then the leaves and twigs rustling and parting. Mother leans over you.
So that's where they took you.
Your tears dry the moment you see her, Mama's boy. You greet her with glee. There is no reason to be afraid anymore. Mother picks you up, puts you to her chest, and pats you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Gloria is in tears, just like you. Stefan keeps staring at his feet.
When
You
did
hug
they
your
leave
mother
us?
tightly. She is here now.
Hey, I wanted the willpower.
You are now 2 years old.
Hey, I know it's...
The Great Descent. Another memory. You are still a little child, but you can already talk and run around on your own. Today is out of the ordinary. Father is busy around the house, giving orders to the servants. Throughout the day, the kitchen has been abuzz with work, and there are solemn, gloomy preparations and candles being lit. Even your older brother Stefan is quiet today. Mother takes your hand and brings you to your sister Gloria.
My son, today is the Great Descent. We honor the day when the twin gods descended you to us. We must spend this day in reverence to the gods. You are too young to understand, so just do everything your sister says for now.
Gloria takes you to the playroom. There are no toys there, no chairs, even the carpet has been taken away. There is nothing but a bare wooden floor.
Today we're not allowed to go to any other rooms, and we'll be eating nothing but gruel and stale bread. On the day of the Great Descent, everyone must be where they belong.
It is quiet, unusually so. Muffled voices from beyond the door are all you can hear. You're sitting on the cold floor, confused, with no idea what to do. Then you hear your sister's voice, a lonely sound in the empty room. It's a little song that the mother taught her. You hold your breath as you listen to it.
Oh shit, do I have to sing?
No, it's just rhyme it.
When the twins came down to earth, they brought lots for every birth. Let us count them, 1, 2, 3. The twins made them for you and me.
Beautiful job. Oh, you still
Nobles
go.
rule and bravely fight. They protect us with their might. Priests work hard to understand. Guide us by the twins' command. Common people work and toil. Always patient, never spoiled. Live your lot where you were born to the day when you pass on. Know your lot and know your prayer. For the winds lead everywhere.
Yay!
You are transfixed by the tune. Gloria notices your gaze and a smile creeps across her face.
You like the rhyme, don't you, Cody? Do you know what it's all about? Look, there are 3 lots. They were brought on us by the twins when they descended to us from the shining pillar. Remember that pillar of light on the horizon? That's it. You can see the shining pillar anywhere, from any time, from anywhere in the world. If you follow your lot as you live, you'll reach the peak of the pillar, and if you don't, you'll get eternal torment at the foot.
Oh.
You and I are lowborn. Mom is a commoner too, so the lot for you and me is to suffer and be patient and work hard. Understand? The priests and nobles have other lots. The nobles fight and rule over everyone. The priests, well, I'm not really sure what they do, but I guess they talk to the twins and then teach everybody.
Gloria stares at you intently. Did you get it, silly? Then she shakes her head and keeps singing the song over and over again. Her voice transfixes you, drawing you in. The room starts to glow like the sky. From this light emerge 2 figures you have known ever since the moment of your birth. One of them embraces your sister's shoulder, the other stands guard behind her back. You watch this happening before your very eyes, unable to turn away. Gloria is swaying to the song, unaware of what is happening. She sings the final verses once more.
Know your lot and know the prayer.
You feel compelled by this divine sight to express yourself somehow. You feel words condensing within you from the light. But what will these words be? If you finish the song properly, you'll gain a perception. If you sing it wrong, you gain a determination.
Do I rebel or do I people please?
Oh, if you rebel, I might have to lecture you. Mickey, we broke up last night. We can't
Finish the song properly.
I will point out that Gloria is the one person I have always done what they ask. My sister is the greatest.
Do you want me to sing it? Oh no.
know your lot and know the prayer.
That's you, Mickey.
For the twins see everywhere.
You sing the last line together with Gloria. Your sister looks up at you in surprise and gives you a nod. The shining pair standing behind her back turn to look at you. You can feel their gaze piercing you from top to bottom. When the moment passes, they melt into the dim light coming from the window. Gloria turns her head to look at where you were staring.
Did you see something, Cody?
You shake your head. Not anymore.
I'm 3.
You're starting to understand more and more of what the adults say. Your family is an unusual one. Your father is a nobleman, but not by birth. He is a title earned through great service, but your mother is a low-born woman, a commoner. Because of this, you were born a commoner, but father says you may yet come unto nobility. You learn to read at an early age. Together with Mother, you read and learn by heart the many poems about the divine twins, the twin gods who reside upon the shining pillar. Mother calls these poems prayers.
Sorrows, prayers.
Again and again, you try to discern the shapes of the gods in the strip of the holy light that shines in the sky all day and night, but the light is too blinding to gaze upon. The greatest joy of all is when the stairs are no longer an insurmountable obstacle. Now you can climb and even jump from step to step. Father urges you to be more careful and avoid climbing too high, but even though you keep falling, you never stop being curious about the world around you. Your older brother Stefan now spends... Hey, Skeleton Prince. Your older brother Stefan now spends less and less time playing with Gloria and you. Playing with commoners is beneath a nobleman to be, he says. So Gloria calls him names, and Stefan pulls her pigtails. One fine evening... What?
I don't like him.
Oh, I fucking hate Stefan. One fine evening, Father gathers you all in the sitting room with an announcement. You will have another little brother or sister soon. Gloria asks him to bring home a little sister. Another brother would be too much. Stefan gets frustrated. There are too many little siblings getting in his way as it is. Soon you will be an older brother too, and it doesn't really matter who the youngest will be. A boy or a girl, you'll love them the most. When Father comes back from his trips, he reads his adult books aloud for you. You find those stories of war, generals, and rebellions quite enchanting, and Father approves of your fascination. Study hard, and maybe one day you'll become a noble of the mantle and earn your sword, but first you need to grow up. Growing up, the concept is as terrifying as it is alluring.
Skeleton Prince, we're alright.
The lot of suffering. You keep staring at the carpet under your feet. You're both ashamed and proud, and it feels odd. A scratch on your hand stings a little. Stefan is standing next to you, sniffling from pain. Your brother was training in the yard with a wooden sword. You wanted to play with him, but he ended up getting angry and throwing the sword at you. The stick hit you in the shoulder. You picked it up and hit him with it. You see Mother's shoes walking to and fro on the carpet. You do not want to look up. You'd rather not see her angry. She's not as gentle to you these days.
Why did you hurt Stefan, Cody?
You stammer out an explanation. He had hit you first. You just hit him back. How dare he pester me like that? When I grow up, I'm going to hit you with a real sword. Mother shushes you both and speaks to you again. His voice is stern, and yet her voice is stern, and yet you can still feel her concern for you.
Even if Stefan hits you, you cannot hit him back. You are my son, and I was born a commoner. Our lot is to suffer, but your brother was born from a noble father and a noble mother. His sacrament is coming soon, and then he'll rule over the likes of us. That's bullshit.
Shh. Religion.
If you hurt a noble, you must be punished. That is your lot, and the sooner you learn it, the better off our entire family will be. I'm sorry, Mother, that's bullshit.
Now Stefan looks at you in triumph. You look up at Mother in fear, not sure what to do now. You can accept your punishment. You will lose 5 willpower, your mother will become grateful, and you'll gain a point with Stefan. Deny your guilt, which will increase your determination, or demand an explanation of your mother, which will increase your perception.
I'm stuck between accept my punishment and demand an explanation. But I feel like she's given an explanation at this point.
Fair.
But I also don't want to lose that willpower. Demand an explanation. I'm sorry, Mama.
You start asking questions. Why were you born a commoner if your father is a noble? If you have your father's name, why can't you have his lot? And why can't you choose a lot for yourself if you don't like the one you have? Mother is stunned by all the questions you are peppering her with.
Don't you dare ask me about that, Cody. I'll violate my lot if I start explaining it all to you. I'm a commoner, not a priest.
You are flogged in front of your entire family. The pain burns on your skin again and again. Tears keep rolling down your cheeks. It feels like the punishment will never end. It hurts to walk when you are finally let go. You slowly climb the stairs and walk to your room. You see a book on your bed, The Teachings of Isadius, Volume 2. Your tears have dried now. You begin to read, slowly making your way through the difficult works. Every death of the body bringeth the soul ever closer to the twins' judgment, and when the body dieth a true death, the soul soareth to the shining pillar. The twin gods do judge every soul, and their judgment is stern and unforgiving. He who followeth his lot in life from birth shall meld in bliss atop the peak of the shining pillar. The words confuse and elude you, instilling fear and awe. You will read this mysterious book again and again as you grow up.
Did you get the book?
No. I denied my guilt. I still got punished, but I didn't get the book. Mother mostly stays in her chambers now. Oh, I'm sorry. Gloria's rhymes. Mother mostly stays in her chambers now. With each passing day, she grows heavier and her features get rounder. It gets difficult for her to walk, but she still smiles all the same. One day, she takes your hands and puts them on her big belly, and you feel movement deep inside her. You will have another brother or sister soon. Gloria takes you on walks to the yard now. You explore the yard together under the evening light of the pillar, and she sings you songs and tells you amazing stories.
Hey Cody, do you want to hear a rhyme? I wrote it myself. There's even a bit about you. Don't tell anyone, okay? Writing poems and songs is only for nobles. If Mummy hears about it, I'll get flogged. Remember how you got flogged for hitting Stephen? Our judge is my second father. In the past I had a nun.
This is just a poem. You don't have to sing it.
Mother says the twins are great. Should we not fight our fate? Brother loves to jump around. Please don't fall down on the ground. See, I wrote a little rhyme. Please don't tell them it is mine.
But today, your sister is nowhere to be seen. She promised to take you to the old pond and show you the red frogs that live there, but then she vanished. Oh, look, it's Mickey. The servants join you in your search. Even Mother leaves her chambers when she hears the commotion. Finally, you find Gloria in the far corner of the garden. She's holding a quill and sheets of paper covered in poetry.
Oh, God.
Mother becomes angry the moment she sees it. Why are we in the tree? What are we doing up there? She looks through the poetry and her face grows dark with rage. Gloria is standing before her, wringing her hands and looking for an opportunity to run, but there seems to be no escape.
What is this nonsense, Gloria? We talked about this. You were told to take care of your little brother. You are absolutely not allowed to entertain yourself with this writing.
I can decide that for myself, Mom.
No, you cannot. It has already been decided by the gods.
There's not a little brother anymore. He doesn't need a nanny. And I need some time alone to think for myself. I'm not hurting anyone.
You are a commoner and a future wife. It's it's time you learned how to care properly for Had your disgraceful former father kept me in his house, you could have been born a noble, but that is not our fate, and you are absolutely forbidden from ever spoiling paper and wasting ink again. Whoa.
All right.
Wait.
Fair point. The dude, when he finds out that she is pregnant, throws her onto the street because she is a commoner, and he doesn't want her to sully his name. So she has full right to bitch about that man.
I agree to bitch about the man.
Mother grabs Gloria firmly by the hand and takes you both into the house. The scribbled sheets fly into the fireplace. Gloria sobs violently. You're a bystander to the scene, unsure of how to act. So, because you have more than 2 perception, you can offer to write rhymes with her, which will gain you another perception. You can choose to simply comfort your sister. You'll lose 5 willpower. Gloria will become grateful and you'll gain a point with her. Or you can leave the room and gain another 10 willpower.
Let's write rhymes.
What did we require for this? Oh, we needed more than 2 determination to bitch about your sister. Offer to write rhymes?
Yeah. What did you choose?
I chose this one.
Oh, you didn't choose comfort?
No, I chose to offer, or I offer to do rhymes with her as well. Oh, well, you know what? No, I did choose comfort. Because For me, you just let her know that you won't tell people that she's still writing, and she'll tell you when she wants time alone, so that way you don't like freak out of her disappearing. Mother leaves. The last of your sister's poetry burns away in the fireplace. You hug your sister and whisper to her, "Let's go to the library," you say. The two of you can hide under the table and write something together. Gloria shakes her head violently. Mother said no, and there's no way she would ever defy her. You reassure her that it will be your secret. You pull Gloria to the library. She fights you, but you refuse to relent. You carefully peek inside. Your sister takes a small book from one of the shelves, and you read it together under the table. It's a book of poetry about eternal love. Gloria clearly adores it. You decide to write a poem of your own. She recites a line in an ecstatic voice, and you repeat it after her and offer a rhyme of your own. She nods happily. You do this until the day ends. You have written a poem of your own and learned it by heart, but not a single line of it has been committed to paper, which means that you stayed true to your mother's rule. You've increased your perception.
Loopholes, baby, loopholes.
You are now 4 years old.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Mother is in the armchair knitting woolen jackets, pants, and socks for the little one. The baby will need to be kept warm, she says. Father spends less time at home now. Mother says he's very busy with his important job. He is a judge, after all. One day you decide to ask Mother about Stefan and Gloria. How come they're brother and sister to you, but not siblings to each other?
Well, my dear, I didn't give birth to Stefan, you see. He's the son of another mother. And Gloria is the daughter of another father. Come now, don't knit your brow like that. You'll understand when you're older.
How's that even possible? You're all family, are you not? Several days later, Mother calls Stefan and Gloria to the sitting room. You sneak in after them. At first, Mother gets angry and asks you to leave, but then she relents. You are told to sit still, be quiet, and remember every word you hear.
When you enter the temple, bow to the twins. First to the elder on the right, then to the younger on the left. Stefan, you're a nobleman to be, so walk along the side path paved with marble, where the benches are. Gloria, you walk along the sharp side. When you're there, you must get down on your knees, each on your own side. Stefan, kiss the sword. Gloria, my daughter, they will strike you with the lash.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid of it. Resign yourself to the suffering it brings. It is the blessing of your lot. This is fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Gloria doesn't like the idea of the lash. There's a tense feeling in your chest as well. You were told to remember this. Will the lash strike you too one day? On the next day, they take your brother and sister to the temple. You run towards them when they finally come back. The back of Gloria's dress is soaked with blood. She's hunched a bit, sobbing quietly. Stefan is putting on airs, acting prouder than ever. Nothing else looks different about them. It's like all is the same, and yet everything has changed. Each of them has accepted their lot.
Ugh.
The family is slightly less united. Your siblings, Stefan and Gloria, have taken their first sacrament at the temple. You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling clothes is your newborn baby brother. Mother is glowing and smiling with joy. Stefan and Gloria are also here, all excited. You promise yourself you're going to be the best big brother in the world. You'll never hit him.
You don't have big shoes to fill.
You'll never hit him. Oh no. The two of you will play together and tease Stefan together and help Mother together and go on so many adventures together. It feels so strange. I feel so bad. I left this kid behind.
What do you mean you left the kid behind?
I was not tolerating this child. It feels so strange to be an older brother. Just the other day you were the youngest in the family, but everything is different now. Your parents name your little brother Nathan, and Mother spends day and night by his side. Nathan cries all the time, day and night. Mother barely gets any sleep. She is so worn out, she starts forgetting things. Like today, for instance, she forgot her knitting in the armchair in the sitting room. You'd better bring it back to her as soon as possible. You run to Mother's bedroom. You miss her smile so much. You walk in without saying hello and give her the knitting, but instead of gratitude, you get an ice-cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there, screaming all the time.
Go away, Cody. You're bothering me.
A ripped piece of that page for some reason. She spits these words out through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn. She can't even get a minute of respite.
Enough already. When are you going to stop? I just want some peace and quiet.
Mother leaps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice in her eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired from his never-ending screams. She seems to be within an inch of smashing him against the wall. Somebody has to do something. You're scared of your mother right now, but you fear for Nathan's life so much more. If you call for your father for help, you'll gain a perception. If you redirect her anger to yourself, you get determination. If you snatch Nathan from your mother, you will lose 5 willpower. Nathan will become more grateful with you, and you'll gain a point with him.
What do you get if you hug Mother?
Upgrade to Unity and upgrade to your standing with Lydia, but you would have had to have accepted your lot in the argument earlier in order for that to happen.
Which did you do?
I had already used all my willpower at this point. I did redirect her anger to yourself.
See, I'll be honest, that's what I'm leaning towards, just because I know that that's what I think my brain is directly wired to do.
Mm.
But since I have the option, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose willpower.
I mean,
I'm sure
you're going to gain more of it, yeah.
I'll snatch him.
Alright. To be fair, this also would have been my first choice had I had the willpower at the time. You leap at your mother and demand she give you Nathan. She freezes when she hears the words. You snatch your little brother out of her arms. She chokes with rage and falls on the bed screaming. You run away to the playroom. Your baby brother is heavy in your arms. He sniffles. You sway him gently like Mother did, and quietly sing him a lullaby about the twins. Nathan calms down. Soon he closes his eyes. You put the newborn on your bed and swear on your life that no one will ever hurt him while you're around. You hear heavy footsteps in the hallway. Father enters the playroom. He looks at you, then at Nathan, somewhat confused. You did something bigger than you today, son. It is a noble deed to protect your family, but you should have come to me. Please understand this was my duty and not yours. You've saved your baby brother from harm. If you feel ready to take the responsibility to protect others, maybe you can walk the path of the noble when you're older. But for now, we should bring him back to your mother. Come with me. He picks Nathan up. Your brother is fast asleep, breathing quietly. The 3 of you return to Mother's bedroom. Father puts Nathan back in the crib. Mother is no longer screaming, and she embraces you.
Is it time to run away? Oh my gosh. Please forgive me. The twins know I was out of my mind. Please don't be angry with me.
I will point out, if you do redirect the anger to your mother, she does beat your ass.
No!
And your father has to come in and pull her away from you.
Oh no. I thought you were just
Mother in
yell.
response. Congratulations, you've upgraded your stuff with Nathan.
Yay!
Your younger brother Nathan was born.
Wait, you said you only had that one, but you
The redirect anger.
no, blah, blah, blah.
You've unlocked the ant farm.
Hey!
Your younger brother... I actually don't know this one. I did not get this event. Your younger brother Nathan is growing. Mother spends more time with the rest of the family now. You help her and play with your brother and take care of him when she asks. You often go to Mother's room to sit at the foot of her bed after Nathan falls asleep. She reads you sacred books and asks you about the things you learned that day. During these moments, you see the world through her eyes as well. One day, the door of your room opens and she brings in a large box covered with a piece of cloth. It is rare for you to see her so overjoyed. She sets the box on the floor and removes the cloth. The box under the cloth is made of glass and has a wooden base. Inside, you see a layer of earth shaped into carefully crafted passages, and these passages are full of hardworking ants.
Cody, this is my gift to you. An ant farm. It's a little world in a small box. We can watch them through the glass. Look, this is the queen ant. She is the reason all these little ants were born.
You sit by the box together. You hold your breath as you watch the ant colony at work. There turns out to be a method to the ants' chaotic movements. Every single one of them has a task to perform. Some of them have larger mandibles. They are the protectors of the colony. They can draw blood from your finger. Others work all around the colony, repairing the walls and clearing any debris from the passages. There are also workers who collect food and put it in a special tray, leaves, bits of meat, maggots, and bring it to the rest of the colony. You take a worker ant and put it right next to the food. However, the insect has no interest in it. It starts circling around the tray aimlessly. Mother takes the stray ant and puts it back where it belongs.
Why did you do that, my son? The ants cannot do what they weren't born to do. Each of them was born for their own job. Yes, but I'm more than an ant, Mom.
You shake your head slowly. If only the ants could do whatever you wanted them to. This is your gift now, so they belong to you. Or maybe your mother's presence is the reason they won't obey you. Would you like to keep playing with your mother? You'll gain 5 willpower and a point with Lydia. If you play by yourself, you gain insight. You will lose a little bit of unity with the family, but you'll gain a perception.
Keep playing with Mother.
Mother's look is full of warmth and love. Nathan, Gloria, and Father are away right now. For the first time in a long while, it's just the two of you. We're just not talking about Stefan, alright?
Yeah, well, fuck him.
Mother takes great joy in watching over the ant farm. She shares her knowledge of the world with you. The things she tells you are true. You move closer to her and suggest going outside and finding some bugs for the ants. She agrees to this happily and holds your hands as you leave the house. Soon you're busy catching bugs and sharing your thoughts on how the ants will feed the colony with them. From time to time, you laugh together, making up stories about errant flies and caterpillars overthrowing the ant kingdom. You and your mother hold hands as you return to your room. She can't help but smile. It is a faint smile, a child's smile, a smile full of sunlight. You're so happy to have seen the world through her eyes today. You wake up to Father's touch on your shoulder. He's finally back home after a long trip.
Papa!
Cody, today is your special day. Cody. The day, my son, the day when you begin your studies. Now teachers will be coming into our home to teach you, and you must do everything they say. Be diligent in your studies, and you will grow closer to the nobleman's lot. And since you must remember this day, a present is in order. Lydia, get our little schoolboy dressed. I'm taking him to the market district. Stefan wants to come with you too, but Father shushes him sternly. This is your day. Your elder brother is hurt to hear this, but stays quiet. An open carriage takes the two of you through the dusty, noisy city streets, a pleasant wind tussling your hair. Your city is called Anizot. That you already know. It's one of the largest cities in the entire empire. There's a big shadow on the street. It comes from the white foliage of an enormous tree that spreads its branches all above the city. My son, did you know that the silver tree grew from the blood of our God's own disciples? It's been growing here for hundreds of years, right in our city. It cannot be damaged or burned. Not even the clergy know why. The carriage comes to a halt by a small shop next to the city square. You run there and freeze by the stalls in excitement. The shop is packed with dolls and figurines and toys. You've never seen so many at once before. Have you chosen your present yet? Father asks. And you have. You want the Holy Order set, which includes several figurines of the Empire's greatest warriors of all time, you fucking history major. You rattle off everything you know about the Holy Order. They were the ones who aided the Emperor's own forces in seizing the province of Magra and storming our city. That's how we joined the Empire. Father nods in approval. Very well.
People pleasing, people pleasing.
War isn't your lot for now, but maybe these toy soldiers will teach you to think like a general. We will lead them into battle and study military strategy. Go ahead, take your present.
So did you get the same present?
Yes. No matter what. This present happens no matter what because there's a plot point for it later.
Oh, okay.
Having said this, Father turns away to examine the books. You run to the box of toy soldiers, delirious with excitement. But there's a fancy-dressed boy in your way. He's about to take the warriors for himself. He elbows you aside and reaches for the box. Anger overcomes you and you push him from behind. Your opponent falls to the floor.
Oh no.
The rich boy screams so loudly everybody in the shop hears it. He hit me! He hit me! A tall tower of a man looms over you. This is the boy's father. But then you feel your own father's hands on your shoulders. What happened? You press against Father. Your mind more at ease now. He will protect you. Yes, you shoved the boy to the floor in front of everyone, but he tried to take your present for himself. Father turns you around to face him when he hears those words. Is this true, Cody? Did you strike the son of a nobleman? You can deny your guilt, which will give you 10 willpower, tell him the truth to gain a determination, or admit your guilt. You'll lose 5 willpower, but your dad will become grateful and you'll gain a point with him.
What did you do?
I believe... Yes, I did tell him the truth. I started siding with the dad more after Mom beat the shit out of me for trying to protect my baby brother. My mother and I were never the same after that.
Tell him the truth.
You want to tell him the truth?
Yeah, I do.
You've gained 1 determination. It isn't fair to blame you without letting you speak too. You didn't want to shove that stupid boy. He was the one who shoved you first. But the angry nobleman, the boy's father, will not let you finish. Nobody cares a whit for your so-called truth, little lowborn. The law is the law and your punishment is due. Your father nods in agreement to these words, no matter how sad they may make him. They lead you and the nobleman's son out of the shop. You're told to bow to him and show humility. A bad feeling sends a shiver down your spine. With a satisfied grin on his face, the boy swings his arm and slaps you on the cheek. He strikes you again and again. Enough. He got what he deserved. We're leaving. Get out of our way. Your head is swimming from the heavy blows. You return to your senses back in your bed, with servants treating your face. Father stays by your side all day. The morning after, you find a little box on your bed with 10 soldiers of the Holy Order inside. You paid dearly for your stubbornness.
I'll pay dearly for that.
Did I deny my guilt? I must have denied my guilt.
Or could you have admitted your guilt?
No, I know I didn't admit my guilt because I didn't have any willpower regained yet.
What happened for yours?
I still got my ass kicked by the kid, but the dad, gives you the present in person and talks about, he talks about learning your place. But he hands you the gift in person rather than just leaving it for you.
Well, then it makes sense for you to have admitted your guilt because that pleaded correctly.
Yeah, that's true. Today, Father ordered the dinner table to be brought out into the yard. For the first time in months, he's home, outside of the confines of his always locked study. He spent the entire day playing with Nathan and you, discussing various matters with Stefan, now an adolescent, and walking in the garden. And now, a dinner under the open sky. Your entire family gathers together, with Father at the head of the table smiling. He asks each of you about your studies. Nathan climbs up on his knee and recites a counting rhyme in a funny sing-song voice. Stefan mentions that his fencing teacher praised his accomplishments. He rises from the table together with Father to show his skill in a practice duel. Next comes Gloria's turn. She stands on her chair and recites a lengthy prayer by heart. Mother showers your sister with praise. Father chuckles quietly, hiding a smile in his mustache. When your turn comes, you recite all the ranks in the Legion, from common soldier to high commander. Stefan listens to you with a skeptical look on his face. Night slowly falls, but the servants ensure that the yard is well illuminated. You don't feel cold in the dust tonight. It feels good, yet so important. All of you are finally together, sitting at the same table. No fighting, just smiles. No arguing, just pleasant small talk. There's a servant Then a servant approaches father with a letter in hand. He reads it in the dim light, and each line gradually washes the smile off father's face until only a stone-cold mask remains. Mother looks at father with an unspoken question in her eyes.
Things are too good.
Gregor Brante is coming back to Anizot. He is the head of our family, my father.
Goodbye,
Her grandfather,
happiness.
Gregor Brante returned to the family home from the capital. Do you remember, Mickey, when I said that I made it my life's mission to piss off my grandfather as much as possible?
No.
This is that grandfather. Ever since the news of grandfather's impending arrival, there has not been a single day when the house has not been cleaned or decorated. Your parents anxiously make sure everything is in order. They tell you to wash your face and hands after walks and scold you for leaving books on the floor. They tell Gloria she'll be flogged if she is ever seen hiding in the attic. They make Stefan stay in his room. Even baby Nathan gets in trouble. Everyone's on edge. Then one day...
Now it's time to run away.
Yeah. It is a grim day, so hot your neck is sticky with sweat. Father, mother, Stefan, Gloria, you, and Nathan. We have a big fucking family. I never think about that. The entire Brante family stands on the porch in front of the house. The house servants lined up behind you. The carriage arrives, and out steps a tall, gaunt old man with a heavy walking stick and a heavier gaze. You cringe instinctively. Good health to you, father. Children, greet your grandfather as you've been taught. Still trying to look like a real nobleman, are you? You can't fool me, Robert. I was the first of the Brante family to be ennobled by the mantle, and the only one who remembers how to bear this burden properly. I live honorably by my lot. Your marriage to that low-born wench cut us off from ever becoming nobles of the sword. My progeny could have been born bearing noble blood. Father, I beg of you, this is not the place. Grandfather eyes him with scorn and walks into the house, the entire family following close behind him. I've been away far too long. The entire house is a mess. This is an insult. How can you live in such a pigsty, Robert? The servants have grown far too lazy, all thanks to that your commoner of a wife. I warned you, did I not? And yet you did as you saw fit. And the children, what do they know of tradition or honor? They're being raised in a virtuous family, Father. And now you're speaking like a lowborn who's content to live in humility. Twins willing, now that I'm here, this will not happen again. I'm taking your oldest son to the capital. I see you cannot provide Stefan with a proper education, so I'll correct your mistake. Your brother's fate has been decided just like that. Father does not object. He orders the servants to prepare Stefan for the journey. Stefan freezes in place, glancing at grandfather and father again and again. The latter puts a hand on his shoulder reassuringly. Grandfather's lips are a tight line, white with contempt. The house is examined, room after room. Everything grandfather sees is showered with scorn. He scoffs at a crease on a blanket in Nathan's crib in mother's bedroom. He mocks Gloria's knitting in her room. The door to your room is next. What is this, Robert? 10 soldiers in your youngest son's room. He was born a commoner. I won't have him daydreaming of battle. Grandfather seizes the box containing the 10 warriors of the Holy Order. Your father stays silent. Anger and fear boil within you. This is your big present from the first day of your studies. It means so much to you, but what if he's right? What if you need to prove your right to command the toy soldiers first? Grandfather shakes his head in disapproval and shoves the toy box into the roaring fireplace. If you wait too long, they'll melt in the flames. So sadly, we do not have enough determination to rescue your twin warriors.
No!
You can either watch them melt helplessly, gain a willpower and a perception, burst into tears, you'll lose 5 willpower and standing with Gregor. You know what? I'm not going to show you what happens if you fight your grandfather. That'll be a surprise if you choose that.
Don't want to fight Grandpa. Mickey. Mickey, I hate this man. Can we fight Grandpa?
I made it my life's mission to make this man as miserable as possible.
Mickey, can we make that our
Let
life's
them melt.
mission?
Let them melt?
Mickey, why?
Grandfather is right. These
No,
toys are nothing
no,
but a distraction
No,
from
no,
your
no, no,
studies.
no, 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 no.
Nope, this was your first instinct.
Mickey.
No, it was not my first instinct. My first instinct was to burst into tears.
Oh, okay. You want to do that one?
I'm
Mickey.
thinking about it.
Mickey. Mickey. But he's being a bitch.
You know what? Burst into tears. Fuck him.
You want to cry?
He can melt my soldiers, and he is a nobleman, therefore I cannot strike him, but damn it, he cannot control my tears.
So, Legs,
Yeah.
I want you to know, should we strike Grandfather, you gain the Beyond stat, you gain Determination and Perception, you also gain your first death. Gregor
shit.
Bronte will take his walking stick and strike you in the skull over and over again until you die.
That's fine.
We're bursting into tears.
Tears, bitch.
You watch your beloved present, the token of father's love and care, burn before your very eyes. The tin melts. Just to point it out, I did strike Grandfather.
Did you
I know.
play with the information on or off?
Yes, I did. I took that risk. I was willing to do it. I was willing to die for my honor.
Father like daughter.
The tin melts. The unpleasant smell of burning paint fills the air. For a moment, you cannot breathe, and you see no reason to maintain your composure. The tears start flowing, burning your cheeks and staining your shirt. You hide your face in your hands, and then you hear Grandfather's voice dripping with disdain. So the boy is a weakling, just like his mother.
Now I might strike him.
I need to drink some water and rest my throat. Can somebody please read the next chapter?
Soon, Grandfather leaves. Your elder brother Stephen is with him. From that day on, Father's hired teachers tend to you alone. They bore you with monotonous lectures on writing, counting, and the way of life in the blessed Archean Empire. You often
Monotonous,
distract
by the way.
yourself. Monotonous lectures on writing, counting, and the way of life in the blessed Archean Empire. You often distract yourself from their instructions, playing with your younger brother Nathan. Next slide.
My throat. Excuse me.
Your home grows quiet without your older brother too quiet. Weeks later, your family receives a letter from Stephen. Grandfather has sent him to a boarding school for nobles, and he is now studying hard in preparation for his service as a noble.
The rules here are way too strict. You can't even sneeze without the teacher's permission. But I've been studying with my peers. We're learning how to live as nobles in a noble society. We're also learning the art of swordplay. That's my favorite part.
With Stephen now at the boarding school, Grandfather arrives once this time to live in your home. The only good thing is that he often has urgent business in Eterna, the capital of the Empire, and has to travel there. One day, you ask your mother where he lived before. In Eterna, she says. Now his place is here. Each time Grandfather returns, he gives the servants new orders. Your home is now always busy with repairs. The servants are redecorating Grandfather's chambers, including his library and sitting room. Sometimes Father tries to gently talk him out of this. Why subject the host to constant instruction? Grandfather's answer is always the same.
This home is mine, and I will live here as benefits of man of nobility.
Some days, Grandfather stays home, and on those days you try your best to stay out of his sight. But there's no way you can avoid family breakfast. The food is there, and you cannot bring yourself to eat it. Mother's eyes are red and swollen. She has been crawling all weekend. Grandfather stood at the head of the table, where nobody used to sit before.
Robert, it is
Why
high
is
time
Bob
your
crying?
youngest sons underwent their sacraments.
Sir Brante, please let them live free of the lot for a little while longer. They are, but
Shut your mouth. Robert, that wife of yours is impertinent enough to interrupt me. If this ever happens again, she'll be eating her gruel with the servants in the kitchen where she belongs. It's time you considered a real marriage, Robert, one to a woman of a proper station.
Gloria drops her fork. Grandfather shoots her a scathing look. Tears roll down Mother's cheeks. Father does not look away from the plate, his hand clenched into fists.
Baroness Lodar is one such a woman. She is a comely widow and a fine match. She is suing for her inheritance right now. She could use proper support and a husband. You can keep your low-born Lydia around if you like. Servant, mistress, I don't care. I will not do that, Father. I'm the head of this family, and the family standing took a severe blow after you married that commoner. It's unthinkable. How could you give up the memory of beautiful Amalia Elborn for this lowly woman and that bastard child of hers? But now you have a chance to set things right. Don't disappoint me.
Father nods curtly, trying not to look in Mother's direction.
No!
Father, I wish to see Stefan. If I find your conduct in the Baroness's presence satisfactory enough, then you may see him. She's coming for a visit tomorrow. Be prepared.
No.
Grandfather wipes his mouth with a napkin, throws it onto a plate and moves. Mother's lips move silently, faces a word. Father stands up and orders you and the other children to speak to Mother in private. Father comes to your room before bedtime. He sits on the edge of the bed and adjusts a crease on the wooden blanket. He distanced himself from you after Stefan's partner. You are not used to such attention for him. Candlelight, you can see his face in the dark. There is a sour expression on it.
My son, Baroness Emil Elodar, will be visiting us tomorrow. Please be polite and treat her with respect. Nathan will do as you do. I want this dinner to be as immaculate as possible. Don't let me down.
On the next day, Mother starts dressing you and Nathan for dinner. You see red all over her eyes. She's for a long time. It hurts just to look at her. Nathan starts whining quietly. Nathan are dressed in new clothes. Your tousled hair brushed into shape. Gloria is told to stay in her room. Father appears wearing his best suit. Mother is in a humble brown dress. Grandfather has an uncharacteristically content look about him. You hear the sound of wheels and moves against the cobbles of the yard. The pair of dainty heels come clapping. The next chamber is completely quiet and still. Fearing Grandfather's door open. You see your guest, a beautiful dark-haired woman in a dress of elegant deep blue. Grandfather takes the hand of Lady Elodar and kisses it, showering her in compliments. Grandfather's face is beaming in her presence. No one even bothers to introduce Mother.
Baroness, allow me to introduce you Robert's sons, Cody and Nathan Brante. You know what? Cody actually fits in with... Cody weirdly fits this. Frankly, it's his eldest, Stefan, who deserves the most attention, but currently he's studying Eterna with other young noblemen like himself. It's my hope
the other option I had was Eric.
Fair. It is my hope that his younger sons will also make me proud one day. Grandfather's eyes... Oh, sorry. Jesus. No, you read it, please.
Probing look. How will you act in front of the Baroness? Will you accept her here, next to your mother, your father's rightful wife? You can either greet the Baroness politely, walk away with Mother, maintain your composure, or demand that Mother be introduced. If you greet the Baroness politely, your family will get an extra reputation, however your unit will go down. If you greet the Baroness politely, your relationship with your mother will go down, your relationship with your father will go up, and your relationship with your grandfather will go up. If you walk away with Mother, your reputation will go down, your perception will go up, and your relationship with your father and grandfather will go down, whilst your relationship with your mother goes up. If you maintain your composure, you will lose 5 willpower. And if you demand that Mother be introduced, you gain 1 unity, lose 1 reputation, and your relationship with your grandfather goes down.
Welcome back, Bananas. What do you think, Mickey? Talk us through it.
See, none of these are what I would do.
Well, okay. What would you do first, and then we'll. choose.
What I would do is I wouldn't demand that Mother be introduced. I would introduce Mother myself.
That's fair. I feel like this is the option we're doing then.
I think that's the closest that you're gonna get.
No.
No?
I'm stuck between that and maintain.
You've been trying to save willpower, so if you do that, your willpower does go.
But if I do that... You know what?
If you do that, yeah.
Introduce my mother, damn it.
Fuck Grandpa.
Grandpa can suck a dick.
You follow Father's example and kiss the Baroness's fingers gently. Her laughter fills the antechamber, ringing like chimes. Behind your back, you can hear Mother sobbing. Grandfather nods to you in approval.
I did choose the force them to introduce, right? Okay, yes, okay.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see Mother quietly walk upstairs. No, this is wrong. This can't be.
You still have 7 hours? Jesus Christ, I'm sorry.
This cannot be.
Good luck, bananas.
You walk up to Father, look him in the eye, and ask in a voice loud enough to be heard by everyone, why didn't he introduce Mother to the guest? She is his legal wife and your mother, is she not?
Yes.
Yeah, Dad.
There is silence. Mother stops on the stairs and turns her head in surprise. Father is confused. Nathan starts whining again. Grandfather grinds his teeth, his hand tightly gripping the heavy walking stick. You keep Father transfixed by your gaze. After a few moments that feels like an eternity, he winks at you, almost imperceptibly, then adjusts his doublé, turns to your noble guest.
Baroness, allow me to introduce Lydia Brante, my wife and mother to my younger children. Lydia, would you be so kind as to join us for dinner? What are you saying, Robert? Father, it would be a disgrace to hold a family dinner without the lady of the house.
Get fucked, Grandpa.
Father marches up the stairs and offers his hand to Mother. She accepts it and walks down with a shy smile on her face for the first time in many days. Baroness presses her lips in contempt at the sight. After a long moment, Grandfather finally breaks the uneasy silence and leads everyone into the dining room. Mother sits at the furthest corner of the table, feeling that she needs to watch over Nathan. There's barely any small talk of her, apart from the Baroness and Grandfather discussing their widowhood and inheritance litigation. Father and Mother do not say a word throughout the meal, yet they never look as tense as the day before. There is not even a mention of any potential. As soon as the door closes behind the Baroness, you flee to your bedroom and lock the door. Grandfather's heavy footsteps can already be heard in the hallway. He's a force of anger, eager to get his hands on you.
Well, you had the nerve to interfere in the adults' affairs. You ruined the dinner with the Baroness. Open this door this instant and face the punishment you deserve.
And suddenly his voice dies down. You hear Father speaking quietly.
We both realize there can be no other marriage, Father. I already have a wife. There's nothing to be done about it. I'm sorry, Father, but you'll have to accept it. And leave my son alone. He only helped me face the truth and nothing else.
Grandfather huffs and puffs at a loss for words. You hear the head of Brante family and his adult son retreat from the door of your... It seems there will be no punishment today after all. Grandfather leaves for Eterna, alone. After about a fortnight, Father receives a letter from Stefan. It seems Grandfather told him about the incident with the Baroness, and so the letter is full of ire. He writes that you have reminded society about Father's marriage to a low woman, and now the family's reputation is at stake. Father winces when he reads Stefan's letter, deep in thought. But Mother is smiling again because of Father's action. Joy, a quiet, happy glow.
So you've gone even further down, Grandpa. You've increased the unity of your family by 1 and lowered the reputation of your family by 1. Side note, by the way, I like the Father and didn't want to disappoint him, so I did nice. I played nice, that way he'd go see Stefan. When he gets there, he realizes that the grandfather has already turned Stefan against the family anyways, and then there's no more talk about the marriage anyways, because the dad refuses to play that game to go see a man who hates him anyways.
Yes, go Dad.
Father now checks on your studies often and rebukes you for sitting or eating or speaking in an incorrect fashion. Once he becomes so annoyed, he says that he wishes Stefan had been the one to stay home instead. You never expected to hear these words from your father, of all people. Grandfather's trip to the capital took longer than expected. It feels lighter around the house without his presence. You allow yourself a little change of scenery. Instead of your room, you now busy yourself with reading and calculations in the sitting across from the open door to the yard. Gloria has joined you today. She has already helped you progress through several complex passages in the book. Right now, she seems preoccupied with a strange tube. Aren't you hurt by the way Grandfather treats you? You ask? Gloria just shrugs. Grandfather always says they should get rid of me. I'm used to it now. Here hurts you a lot worse because you're closer to him. I just have to stay out of his way. That's all. She shows you the strange tube she has been holding all day. Look, it's a kaleidoscope. I got it as a gift. Want to see inside? Excited by the idea, you close the book and peer into the tiny hole on one end of the tube. Your eyes see a multitude of intricate patterns. Each turn of the tube reveals a new web of interwoven colors. They mesmerize you. The kaleidoscope turns the fire burning in the fireplace into a cavalry made of flames. You are riding at the front of the fiery horsemen, ready to face the enemy. Grandfather's face emerges from the intersecting lines, and you swing the kaleidoscope like a sword, cutting it in half. Now you look to the blue sky through the window. The patterns are unending, secretive and calm and peaceful, just like Father's smile before Grandfather's invasion. The deep blue gives way to a scattering of gold radiating gentle warmth, like Mother's arms. This fleeting beauty too soon gives way to a hypnotic new pattern. Again and again, you see your family figures as they come together and apart, and in the middle of this glow, you see Gloria's green eyes gazing at you observantly.
Do we know what Sir Brante looks like? Yeah, we get looks at ourselves every now and then.
Your sister left you long ago. The books are abandoned and time slips away unchecked. You are still busy peering into the kaleidoscope. Order emerges from the chaos before your eyes again and again, but you cannot preserve it, no matter how you try. You are caught in an inner conflict. There is so much that can be done with this kaleidoscope. Should you take it apart, or ask Gloria how it works, or keep it in the patterns it shows you? You still have lessons to do. You can either take the kaleidoscope apart, keep looking through the kaleidoscope, or return to your studies. If you take this kaleidoscope apart, your perception will go up by 1, but you will lose 5 willpower. If you keep looking through the kaleidoscope, you will gain 10 willpower. If you return to your studies, you will gain a determination and lose 5 willpower.
Return to my studies.
You put the kaleidoscope away and return to study. There is so much you have to discuss with Gloria. You cannot help but wonder, what things did she see there? But first, your lessons. The father walks in, he sees you hard at work with the book. He chuckles in approval, then spots the kaleidoscope on the wall next to you. He puts the toy to his eye, then freezes still for a moment. It takes him an effort to put it back down. Then he praises you for being diligent and leaves. When today's section of the book is finished, you take the toy upstairs to your sister's room and tell her what you saw. Gloria smiles, knowing what you felt. I once saw a ballroom full of dancers. I watched it for an entire hour. My hands even got sore. You spend a long day with your sister discussing the kaleidoscopic figures, and you feel a strong connection. The toy has brought you closer together, made you interconnected, just like the lines and figures and its color fragments. You gain one determination, and your willpower goes down by 5.
So, if you continue to use the kaleidoscope, because I'm a child and colors,
shapes and colors, the likes I've never seen,
you get yelled at by your dad for. He's like, "Where the fuck did you get this? What is this?"
To be fair, that's perfectly reasonable. Okay, someone take over for reading. I don't have as much influence.
Grandfather's visits are no longer a cause for fear and panic in the house. He has become something you are used to, something nagging yet not unordinary, like a splinter or a stain on your trousers. The tension still remains, however. Sir Gregor's disdain for everyone in the house is so palpable it almost stings for real. Your lessons with the tutor are done for today. You're walking down the stairs when you spot Gloria peeping into the sitting room through a slightly open door. You sneak up on your sister and tap her lightly on the shoulder. She's startled.
Oh, it's you, Cody. Look, Sir Gregory's eating something.
Grandfather is sitting on the sofa, flipping through a book with one hand and reaching for a glass bowl with another now and then. Inside the bowl you see candied fruit, a sweet confectionery forbidden to the common estate, like all sweet things. Yet Grandfather's face shows no pleasure as he keeps consuming the high-born treats. The clock strikes 3. Grandfather rises from his seat, puts away the bowl on a shelf, and leaves for the yard. He always takes a walk in the city at this time. Gloria nudges you with her elbow and looks at the candy bowl when you look at her. The first emotion you feel is fear, but next comes curiosity, and it is stronger. Stefan used to boast that candied fruit tastes incredible, and now you have a perfect opportunity to try it. One sec. You try candied fruit first. The sugar starts to melt as soon as you put it on your tongue. It is so sweet, you have never eaten anything as good as this. You take the whole bowl off the shelf and give it to your sister. She takes a fruit and brings it to her mouth carefully like a rare treasure. Oh, we're gonna break it. We're gonna break it. There is a thumping on the stairs, footsteps accompanied by the knocking of a walking stick. You have no idea why, but Grandfather is back. You quickly hide behind the sofa and pull Gloria after you, but she is frozen in place with the bowl in her hands. The door opens. Grandfather's menacing figure advances on Gloria. His hand seizes her arm.
You squalid, ungrateful, low-born child. You dare to bite the hand that feeds you. You and your trollop of a mother would be sleeping in a ditch if it weren't for my spineless son. The sweet and pleasant things in life are not for the noble estate, not for the likes of you. Did you forget your lot? His hands... Oh, you want to keep reading? Or are you ready to switch?
Switch.
His hand swings and hits Gloria on the cheek. She falls to the floor right next to where you were hidden. Her fingers glisten with the warm melted sugar that brought you here. Grandfather advances again, his walking stick ready, but then he sees you huddling behind the armchair.
Please don't hurt him, Sir Brante. This is all my fault. He tried to stop me.
You can already see a bruise on Gloria's cheek. This is only the beginning of her punishment. Gloria was caught red-handed. Unlike you can still avoid your punishment. What is it then, Milksop? Did you try the sugar too, or were you trying to stop this piece of filth like she says?
Damn it.
Alright, so if you tell the truth,
Damn
you
it.
will gain a perception and lose 5 willpower, and you will go up in reputation with Gregor. If you lie, you will gain willpower by 5, but lose a reputation with your sister.
And you don't have enough.
What did we not do that made her not grateful to us? Oh, you know what? I bet you it's the difference between,
Hide and seek.
No, because the sister cries no matter what in hide and seek. I bet you it's the I said I would keep the secret and comforted her rather than, like, telling her we would go write poetry together. That might have been it.
Yes, because I helped make a good memory, but sure, yeah. No,
yeah,
I'm
sure,
not.
Yeah. Which will it be, Mickey?
I don't want to do anything that helps Gregor. I don't want to do
Alright,
anything that
fuck
helps
Gregor.
Gregor, but
Alright, go on.
I don't want to hurt my sister. I don't want to hurt my sister.
I will point out, if you tell the truth, you will be going into the negatives for willpower.
You can go into the negatives of willpower.
Yeah.
I'll lie. Aww. I don't want to see it. No.
You stand up and start talking. Yes, Gloria was telling the truth. You were trying to stop her. Grandfather tilts his head as he keeps you transfixed by his inhospitably bitter gaze. Then why did you hide behind the armchair like a petty thief? It was all Gloria, you tell him. She told you to hide. Gloria looks at you with pain and disappointment when you say this. Grandfather nods, satisfied by your answer. He tells you to stay and watch him punish Gloria. For the first time in your life, you see somebody else being punished. Her skin split apart by Grandfather's walking stick, her clothes getting soaked in blood as she writhes in agony. Night comes, but Gloria's sobbing keeps you awake. You go to her bedroom and try to calm her down, but a muffled
"Go away"
is her only reaction. She lied to Grandfather for you, so why is she angry with you now? Mother takes Gloria to church the next morning. They return late in the afternoon, and Gloria begs Father on her knees for forgiveness. She will never ever take what she does not deserve by birth, she pleads. She does not look at you, even once.
No. No.
What did you do, Zane?
So I had the ability to mock Gregor, and they make fun of him for the fact that the candy tasted like shit. So Gloria didn't eat one, and I'm glad she didn't, so that she doesn't have to suffer through it, because your taste buds are clearly dead. And then he beats the shit out of you. I took a lot of beatings through my game. Father and Mother have been focused on Nathan and Hugh since early this morning. Oh fuck, it's the sacrament. Instead of breakfast, you were told to say your prayers, wash your hands and faces, and get dressed in plain white shirts. Today is the day of your sacrament. Dear Bob and Mother, I want to go play in the yard.
Oh shit, that is me.
Yeah, come here, Lydia.
No playing today. You and Cody are big boys now. It's time for you both to have your first sacrament. No one can live without a lot.
Goodbye, bananas. But I don't want a lot. Be quiet and listen. You were born commoners, so you must accept a low-born lot before the twins. When you grow up, you'll get a chance to earn a noble lot. Father and Mother take you to the carriage. Nathan is hungry. He starts whining. Grandfather is the last to get in the carriage. His eyes are on you and your brother, looking for every fault. Soon the carriage is moving along the streets of Enizot. Slowly and solemnly. One more turn, and you see the colossal white building marked by two massive pillars. For the first time in your life, you are to enter the Church of the Twin Gods.
Bullshit.
You enter the gate and walk. So I'm assuming this, by the way, is the sharp side.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm assuming this is the marble. The marble with the benches that was mentioned before. You enter the gate and walk under the splendorous dome of the church. The church hall is divided into two halves. They are drastically different from one another. The floor on one side is rough and jagged and covered in dry brown spots, while the floor on the other is made of smooth marble. The commoners kneel on the jagged floor, and the well-dressed nobles and their families sit on pews. Father and Grandfather leave you to sit on one of the noble pews. Mother walks to the rough stone of the commoner side and gets down on her knees. You see her wince in pain, for the lowborn estate shall suffer in the house of faith. The church acolytes surround you and lead you to the altar, where you and other children will take your sacrament this day. Can somebody say religious trauma? Before you stands a tall priest dressed in black, with a sword in one hand and a hefty whip in the other. Nathan's whining grows louder. He dislikes this place. He's scared. You remain quiet, but your stomach roils in uneasy anticipation. The first child to take the sacrament is a jaunty little boy from a family of nobles. The priest extends the sword before him and recites the words of his lot. From this day forth he will fight and rule and peruse the arts. His mind now forever free from throes of suffering, for he now belongs to the noble lot. The boy proudly touches the flat of the blade with his lips. Nathan is the next to receive the sacrament. He suddenly snaps out of his fearful trance and tries to break free, but the acolyte pulls him towards the altar and throws him on the jagged floor on the lowborn side. The sharp edges bite into Nathan's knees as he lands, spraying drops of red around him. I don't wanna. Cody, why do they want to whip me? What did I do? You try to break free and run to Nathan's side. You want to give him courage and protect him, but the Acolyte's grip on you is too firm. You feel utterly helpless. Your little brother has to face the world all by himself. The priest starts reciting the words of the law as he swings the lash over Nathan's shoulders. From this day forth, Nathan, thou shalt endure and work and suffer. Thou shalt be ardent in thy labor and humble in obedience to thy rulers. And now cometh thy first true suffering, which thou must accept with gratitude. The lash cracks. It strikes his right shoulder. It strikes his left shoulder. The blows are so powerful that Nathan falls to the floor. The priest tells him to rise. He has received his lot. Nathan gets on his feet and drags himself towards Mother, his knees torn and bloodied, his spirit broken. It is now your turn. Your feet will not move. You can barely muster enough strength to walk to the altar. You get down on your knees and feel the sharp stones below. So sharp your clothing cannot protect you, and your skin begins to burn. The Acolyte forces your head down, and you feel the lash being drawn above you, ready to strike. The priest's words are for you now. This is thy sacrament. Thou shalt work and endure and suffer. Thou art about to receive thy first true suffering by the sacred lash. Dost thou accept thy lot? You can accept it and lose a determination but gain a perception. You can catch the lash, which will give you a determination but you'll lose a perception. Or you can attempt to kiss the sword. You'll gain the nobleman's sacrament, you'll gain a determination, you'll lose perception and 10 willpower, which will put you into the negatives, and you will gain a point with Gregor.
What happens if you raise your head?
You gain 5 willpower.
This is tough. What I want to do is catch the lash. But
How much of, you Mickey, you want to give a middle finger, right? Can
Yeah.
I? Kissing the sword is the ultimate middle finger to
I
both.
don't want Dad to be disappointed in me.
Dad's not going to be disappointed.
It doesn't say Dad's gonna be disappointed. It actually
Dad.
makes Grandpapa like you.
Ugh. You know what?
I will point out, yes, you'll gain a point for your grandfather here.
It's still in
you
the
do
negative.
get more nobleman choices later on if you do this.
Kiss the sword.
You want to kiss the sword? I will
Let's
point
kiss the
out I
sword.
raised my head and it confused the fuck out of the guy with the lash. Like, he went
That's
to go
what I
lash me,
said.
I raised my head and he went, it's what? What? The whip slices through the air, about to strike, but your eyes are transfixed by the blade the priest holds in his other hand. You jump up and away. The lash misses you. You grab the blade with your hands. It cuts into them without mercy. The priest wrenches it away from your bloodied fingers, and you look him straight in the eye.
I am Cody of House Brante.
The priest freezes in shock. You seize this moment to pull the sword closer and kiss the smooth, cold blade. You hear cries of outrage among the churchgoers. Mother prostrates herself on the jagged floor, racked with fear. Father remains still, baffled by what you have done. But grandfather looks at you intently, as though seeing you for the first time. There's a semblance of respect in his gaze. You are forced back to the commoners placed at the altar. The acolyte seizes you by the arms and legs and keeps your face bent closely to the bloody, jagged stones of the floor. The lash strikes your right shoulder, then your left shoulder, then you are told to rise. You are still a commoner.
Bullshit.
Mother takes your hand and leads you out of the church. Once you are outside, she scolds you for being insubordinate and bringing shame to your family. Nathan holds your hand as you walk, his tearful face a mixture of confusion and awe as he looks into your eyes. You do not feel as though you've made a mistake. You did what was right for you. You are now exhausted.
That's fine. Worth it.
You've taken your
Is
first
it-
sacrament and received the commoner's lot.
For now.
You've done the nobleman's sacrament. You challenge the sacred order and attempt to seize a noble lot. The mark left on you by the sacrament takes a long, long time to heal. Mother says it's a reminder of your lot. suffering and sufferance, pain and patience. Gloria shows you the mark of the lash on her shoulder one day. It will never disappear. You are a commoner now. This is the lot you were born into, but Father keeps telling you to study hard so you may yet earn a different lot and become noble of the mantle. You recall the past with warm sadness, when Stefan still lived with you, or when he wrote to you for a short time after he left. Now he thinks it beneath him to write to commoners in his family. Excuse me, hold on. Somebody read the rest of this one real quick.
Mother didn't lock herself in the bedroom as often back then. This changed shortly before Nathan was born. But most importantly, you missed the time before the terrifying figure of your grandfather was constantly looming over you.
It's fine.
You learned the true power of the lot only after the head of the family's arrival. In grandfather's eyes, no commoner deserves to be treated with kindness. Is it just him, or is it the way of the entire world? The very thought makes you queasy. You are older now, and what's more, you are an elder brother now. You've learned how to care about someone else, how to teach and protect. Soon you are a small boy no longer. As the days pass, play gradually gives way to laborious study. Fuck me.
I'm a
Now
big
your
boy
choices.
now.
I know. Now your choices will decide your place in a bizarre and ruthless world of adulthood. Your childhood years are over.
Here's all of our events for the childhood. Alright, so final stats. Determination 3, Perception 3, Willpower -5. You have yet to be touched by death.
Question: what did you end up with?
My willpower was at a 3 or a 4. The perception was at a 4. And I had been touched by death once.
Because you
I was
got your
growing
ass
up
beat.
fast.
Yeah, because Grandpa killed me.
The school, the streets, and the whole wide world awaited me beyond the gate
No,
of my
we don't want
parents'
anyone doing
house.
that, Mickey.
Not that kind of fuck.
It's fine, he'll get his.
Good.
Chapter 2, Adolescence. Time to make friends.
Oh no.
You have lived in this world for 8 years now. As you grow older, life grows more complex. The world of your childhood was limited to your house and family, but now that realm is expanding. It also includes your neighborhood, the nearby houses, and the streets of the ancient city, Anazate. A question now looms over you, growing more pressing with each passing year. What will your place be in this vast outside world? Few people in the blessed Arachnean Empire trouble themselves with this question. It's not within a man or woman's power to choose. Their destiny is predetermined by their birth and those who bore them. And yet your peculiar birth has granted you a choice. Your father is a man of nobility, a worthy example in matters of duty and honor. Your mother is a commoner of lowly estate, humility and patience made flesh. And your sky is a blaze day and night with the light of the shining pillar, the beacon of the clergy. Your back bears the mark of the lash. Will you accept the drudgery and suffering that is the lot of the lowborn for your entire life? Or will you follow in the footsteps of your father and your father's father and fight for the right to serve the empire as a noble of the mantle? Perhaps you'll follow the twin god's word and offer spiritual guidance to others. The answer lies.
That's actually what I was thinking.
The answer lies out there in that vast, terrifying world. What awaits you beyond the walls of your home? I will say there will be a sect of the church that eventually forms that is the new teachings, which still believes in the twins but fully gets rid of the lots that you can go and be a priest for.
Yes, that's what I want.
Welcome to chapter 2. There are a few different things here. Gloria's secret, Stefan's disgrace, blood tide, and Nathan's admonition. You can also have events of the matters of the heart, revelation of the tree, and Sophia saved.
Sophia?
We now have new skills: nobility, ingenuity, and spirituality. So, nobility represents how noble your thoughts and deeds are in the pursuit of honorable ideas of the nobleman. It affects your chances of becoming a noble of the mantle and future skills that are crucial for the noble estate. Your ingenuity represents how quick-witted you are and how skillfully you can manipulate a situation to your own end. It affects your ability to survive without the privileges of nobility and future skills that are crucial for a commoner. And spirituality, your aspiration to unlock the mysteries of creation and explore the divine in the mortal world, the people around you, and yourself. It affects your ability to become a priest and the future skills crucial for the clergy. We are still untouched by death. We are at -5 for our willpower.
Do we get more Gloria content?
Yes. Matter of fact, there's a whole side mission with Gloria if Mickey gets it. The family expects more and more of you as you grow up. We're also going to get more female voices here coming up. The teachers and tutors hired by your father keep you on your toes all the time. Your life these days is dedicated to studying for your future, for the future of the Brante family. Your younger brother Nathan keeps growing up too. He can hold a conversation now. You never refuse him when he comes to play, provided you have a bit of free time between your demanding lessons. It's rainy today. Father and mother have gone to a ball, and they left Nathan in your care. You lose track of time over the books in the sitting room, and Nathan goes off alone to splash in the creek. Soon you hear his voice begging you to come outside. He's on the porch, sobbing and covered in dirt. You walk up to him as he continues to bawl. It's all that kid. He pushed me into the ditch and called me names. He said I was a fancy pants fool. I said I'll call him my brother. He's still there. You have to go punish him, Cody. Nathan points at a lopsided wooden house further down the street where the poorer artisans live. You see 2 boys lingering there on the porch. They are clearly both commoners, but far from poor. One of them is almost as tall as Nathan, and he frowns in a funny way, just like him. The other looks older, almost your age, but he is more broad-shouldered and taller. His name is Tomas. You've heard it before. There, Cody, that's him. Nathan points at the younger brother and hides behind your back, or the younger boy and hides behind your back. Tomas grins and rolls up his sleeve to reveal strong forearms. He must have been helping his father with manual labor for quite some time. Does either of you want to voice Tomas, because he is going to be a close individual to you for a few years?
Listen up, rich boys. We don't give a damn about you or your friendship.
Jesus Christ, no. Alright, go on.
Looks, you want to take over?
Listen up, rich boys. We don't give a damn about you or your friendship. We don't let nobody call our home a stinking rat hole. Your little brother earned his ditch dive. Maybe next time he'll dress normal and stop picking fights with people who roam in the mud.
Okay.
Your hands clench into fists before you react. Nathan called them names first. No wonder they did the same. That's how it goes, but pushing your brother into a ditch is too much. Tomas stands tall and confident. He sees no threat in you. You are about to get ready for a fight when you feel a tug on your sleeve. You turn your head to see Nathan, the one who started the whole mess. If you go at Tomas and give him a beating, you're going to gain a point with Tomas and gain a point of nobility. If you say your brother is to blame, you'll gain a point of ingenuity and still gain a point of Tomas. Spirituality goes up if you resolve the matter peacefully. And your unity and willpower will go up if you listen to your brother first.
Listen to brother first.
You gain a point with Tomas no matter what. Tomas is your friend. Nathan keeps tugging on your sleeve harder and harder. Finally, you turn and look at him. Don't fight him, please. Look, he's huge. Let's go home. Who cares about them? You're all sweaty. Well, no, it's raining. There's a difference.
Are you gonna listen to your little brother? Your litter?
There are spelling mistakes in this game.
Are you gonna listen to your little brother or walk away like a coward? All you rich boys are chicken. You do nothing but squawk, but when push comes to shove, you run home to mommy.
Now he's done it. Your patience has run out. You swing at Tomas. He jumps back, surprised by your assault. It takes him a moment to compose himself, but now he is ready. His fists cover his face, and he attacks you with a quick jab. Now it's your turn to take a step backward. You start trading blows, huffing and puffing with rage. The younger brothers gawk in awe at the sight. Tomas does not resort to fancy moves, dirty tricks, or stupid taunts. He displays nothing but skill earned in many a street fight, and his heavy fists aim for your head. You keep dodging him again and again, trying to reach him. He takes a couple of glancing blows, but easily shakes them off. What a bruiser. You start swinging your fists with greater and greater fury. Your heart is pounding like a hammer. You see nothing but the foe in front of you. How much longer will this take? You're worn out, your breath grows ragged, and your muscles grow heavy. There's no way you can give up now. Nathan is watching you. Desperate and out of options, you swing and punch Tomas square in the nose, then immediately let his fist smack you in the temple. The blow rings through your head like a bell and blinds you for a moment. The world swims before your eyes. You clutch at your head to get your bearings. Tomas is standing in front of you, blood dripping down his nose. You no longer want to fight it out, and it seems your opponent would rather end it too. But you keep standing there, eyeing each other angrily. Then suddenly you hear an angry shout right next to you. An enraged man in a craftsman apron is shaking his fist. Tomas's face contorts in terror right away.
Uh-oh.
It's my father. Run!
The punishment for fighting is flogging, and the mere prospect of that makes you run like the wind. Tomas sprints in front of you. You dash across the rotten wooden planks of the back alley, up and over the lopsided fence, across a giant puddle in one leap, and then forward into the tall grass. You hide there and stay quiet. You hear no sounds of pursuit. You exchange glances with Tomas and start laughing. His laughter is loud and infectious, but soon he cuts it short and grows sadder.
I'm gonna get flogged anyways. My dad's always quick to give me a beating, and then he'll start nagging me about the lot and the prayers for days like he always does. Why do I always get myself mixed up with this stuff? The fighting's the only way to prove you're worth anything, right?
No. Then again.
Okay. We're done with this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The adults didn't see you fighting, you tell him, so all you have to do now is convince them you weren't. Nosebleeds happen, right? Mother gets nosebleeds all the time.
Well, we could try it. Let's hope our little brothers don't tell on us. I'll talk to mine. There's a scratch on your head. Don't let them see it. Good thing I didn't hit you in the face there. Good as new.
You assure him that Nathan will never tell, and in return you'll make sure he behaves himself so he won't get tossed in a ditch again. With that, you shake hands with Tomas. His handshake is as strong as you'd expect based on his fists. You make your way out of the tall grass. You need to leave before Tomas's father goes to your family and complains about you breaking their lot. You come to a realization on the way back. You had no idea the place where you were hiding even existed, and it wasn't too far from home. Tomas smiles in excitement when he hears this.
Oh, I know lots of places like that. I'll tell you what, if we get out of this mess today, I'll show you the way to the old fortress wall. It's the perfect place to build your own fort. I dragged a bunch of wooden planks there. Too bad it's no fun to build all alone. My brother's never helped. He just gets in the way.
You emerge from the muddy back alleys, united by a secret only the two of you know. It seems you've made a friend today.
Yay!
We've upped our unity, and we're back in the positive for willpower.
Yay!
I thought you said we're back in the closet, and I went, what? Tomas, no.
We are in the closet.
That's fair.
It is blistering hot today, even for the sun-parched land of Magra. As soon as you're done with your studies, you dash outdoors and out of the stuffy room. You and Tomas roll up your shirt sleeves, but it barely helps. You'd gladly go shirtless had you only been in the company of other men. But there are 3 girls in the yard today. They are doing the laundry in a big wash tub, whispering and giggling. If you could, you'd gladly keep watching one of them work. She has big eyes of deep blue, her dark hair is braided, and her plain gray dress is mended and patched all over. Her name is Sophia. She throws her head back a little when she laughs, the rays of the sun reflected in her eyes. You, Tomas, and the other boys keep telling her silly stories, anything to make her laugh.
You sure love telling tall tales, Cody. Oh, I remember this one time. Her hears a voice calling her home. She nods to you and runs across the street, smiling. Her light steps carry her forward, but her eyes are looking elsewhere. But then a stone catches on the stone on the road catches her foot. She stumbles and falls flat into the dust. The street starts shaking from thundering of hooves. Riders appear on the road from around the corner. They bear a coat of arms recognized right away. A sable serpent, blade upon a field of there. It symbolizes the... Oh. Melandius dynasty, the family of your province's archduke. The horses dash forward, a lost wooden toy on the road cracks under their hooves. They will not slow down. They are the nobles, and the rest must make way for them. Sophia is on her. Oh, go ahead. Sophia is in their way, just now starting to get back on her feet. Her mother is crying for her desperately from behind the fenced door. You freeze in terror. The riders surely see the girl. Are they going to stop? Or are they going to trample her? In only a few moments, the beautiful girl will be toppled, trampled, and crushed.
I am not going to show you what happens.
So if we shield Sophia, we experience death, eh? Mickey, you want to bet?
Oh, I will shield. I'll be touched by death. Yeah, shield her.
You throw yourself.
Oh, we all started.
I've still got food in my mouth. Keep going.
You throw yourself blindly into the road, swinging your arms wildly. Dazed by the sound of the thundering hooves, you can see nothing in the dust. For a brief moment, the horses slow down, just long enough for Sophia to get back on her feet on the roadside. But then the riders dig their spurs in. Dozens of hooves knock you off your feet and roll across your body. Your bones crack and crumble, your ears are ripped apart by the thundering rhythm of the ride, your innards are pulverized. The last thing you remember is the sound of your own skull cave. You fall into pain that embraces you like a soft feathered bed. You feel light, free, there are no restraints, just a warm glow that envelops you in its secure embrace. The waves carry you, their touch is soft, they delicately shroud what was once your body. It is a feeling unlike anything you've ever experienced before, something absolute and complete. You touch something, and and the reason behind everything, the reason for your very existence. You were sculpted from this light. It was the first thing you ever felt, a boundless and sincere unity of the diverse. Your beginning was a spark that cast this light in all directions, and now you are here again, one with the beginning of everything. The light gleaming from you resembled the light of the shining pillar. You still see it, in the north, as always. The waves of light carry you to two figures. The elder is nearest. He is ready to accept you. He is quiet, wise, kind, and pure. The younger waits further back. Not know what he is yet. The waves pause at the elder's feet, leans over, and plants a feather-like kiss on your forehead. The kiss spreads all over you. You are filled with an unparalleled delight and bliss. You exist. You are unique. There is no one else like you. They know this, and they love you. You will never be alone. You are part of them, a part of your family, a part of this universe. The twin gods will never leave you. They watch over you constantly. The elder softly touches you as you lie, spread out among the waves, sending you further down the torrent of light. You float on to the top of the silver tree's spreading crown. The closer you get to the silver tree, the heavier you become. The waves draw you down along its trunk, but you do not wish to part with the warmth and the softness, with love. You turn around. The elder is still watching you. He nods. All is as it should be. Go. Your time has not come yet. You must return to the world now. As you tumble down towards your body, you comprehend the true meaning of your lesser death and the divine love that has been revealed to you. Love exists not only to be in the hereafter, it is present in the entire design of the twins that is the origin of all life in this world. What is the manifestation of this love in your mortal life?
Any ideas right off the bat, Mickey?
Yourself.
A sudden comprehension of the love with which the entire world is, then it fades, vanishes. You regain the sensation of your flesh. It is heavy and unyielding. It lacks the lightness, the light. It is a burden. It is smothering you. You gasp for air. Your chest expands painfully. You feel as though your lungs are about to burst. The stagnant odor of the crypt fills them, vaulting, but so real. You are back. Then you can feel it again. Your sense. You sense your body, head, and arms and legs. Light fades around you, obedient, for a will that is stronger than you. You return. Such is the law of the twins. Return to the time of your true death, and in the world you will have a body with which to feel pain and suffering and pleasure. You smell a sickly, moist odor. You open your eyes and see the figure of mother and father in the family crypt, speaking to each other quietly. They stop as soon as they hear you gasp. Mother runs to you and locks you in his cloak. Neither of them say a word as they lead you back home.
You've met a terrible end, my son. You were trampled by those horses. Don't be so careless ever again. The lives you were granted by the twin gods are not to be wasted so recklessly. You would be punished for this, but the twins have already meted out their punishment.
You tremble, your steps unsteady as you learn how to be as eerily smooth, fresh and renewed. Even the recent scars and scratches are all gone. But there is something new on it. A fresh black mark, a reminder of the lesser death of those hooves.
Remember that, by the twins' mercy, we are all given enough time in this world. Should you die before your time, you will be brought back by their grace. For 3 times they will rescue you from a terrible fate, but the 4th death is true and final for all. Every loss of life we were granted at our birth is a heavy blow to us, but the gods told us not to mourn a lesser death, so we will humbly accept this and move on. See, your body has been reborn anew, with all your wounds healed. Do not mourn the loss of your life, my son, but thank the twins' gods for their justice. Do not speak of this, and do not ever play by the road again if you wish to keep on living.
You cautiously go back outside the next day. Children from the neighborhood surround you. They all saw you, and now they ask you the same question. What was it like to die? Thomas rescues you from their pestering. He pushes the motley crew aside, hugs you, and pats you on the back. Look at you, buddy. You gave me an entire life to keep the girl safe. Then you see Sophia. She is standing nearby, shyly working up the courage to walk over to you. Soon she finally approaches you and begins speaking rapidly.
Cody, why did you throw yourself in front of those horses? My life isn't worth any more than yours, so why did you think that? You weren't supposed to die there. It was all those riders' fault. They deserved to die, not you.
Her voice rises to a shriek. She suddenly stops and runs back home. You stay where you are, watching her run, the rays of the sun dancing in her braided hair.
Okay, bye, Sophia. So for that, you gained a nobility, you gained an ingenuity, you gained a spirituality, you lost 5 willpower, and you have died. You've unlocked the achievement, Spare Sophia an Early Death.
Wait. You got...
Oh, I
you
let her
didn't
die.
save her?
I had already died once. I wasn't going for round 2 for some chick. I'll be back in a second. I have to run to the restroom. I'll be back in a second. I will point out, by the way, if you die to the grandfather instead of the horses, Mom and Dad are arguing about the fact that how could you let your father treat our children like this?
I think my narration was good there.
Very good, I liked it.
I don't know if I did a little too much.
Oh no, if you did too much, I definitely did too much, so... I'm gonna go with, you did great. Accept the affection! If you notice I keep muting, it's because, I have chips.
I want to go get chips. Oh, I'm gonna send you a line art, and I need you to tell me if it looks like your Spider-Verse character, but without the ruffle.
The disrespect for that.
I hate it. I hate it more than anything, Mickey. You know this.
I love it. You can see the wit in their eyes. I love it.
Mm-hmm. You can see my little dude next to them. Down there at the bottom.
Yes, Spider Child next to the truly ancient bard.
Spider Child, it's fine. It's fine. It's not like he knows any better. He's just gonna call you old and move on with his life.
As you do me.
Yeah.
That's fair. Oh yeah. There was a hostage situation at my grocery today.
Were you there during it?
Mm-hmm. I didn't see it though.
Were you in the store?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I was in the store.
What the fuck happened?
I don't know, it's a big store.
Someone was being held hostage, Mickey.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened. And we saw a police officer enter in, and he had like he had his full vest on and everything, and he was pushing a little cart. But we got to the other side. No one turned us back. No one stopped us. So I guess it was resolved peacefully because I never heard anything. So, that's good.
Mickey you are the main character.
No, if I was the main character, I would be involved in that. Instead, I was just like an NPC while that was going down.
An NPC in...
NPC in a grocery store, yeah. Absolutely having a whole panic attack. But strangely, perfectly calm. Ask me to make a phone call, I'm...
crying, screaming.
Crying. Oh, there's a possible hostage situation?
Is it gonna affect me getting my dairy-free milk?
I got some.
I know you did.
Hey, I also got some Gatorade, and that was good. And the chips that I'm currently eating.
What type of chips are they?
Sour cream and onion.
Ha, nerd.
Mm-hmm. They offered it like this place I went to, and ever since then I've had like this craving for it. So,
I'm an all-dressed girly, so...
All dressed?
All dressed. Do they not have all-dressed chips in America?
What does all dressed mean?
They're all dressed. That's what the name is. They're all dressed.
Oh, they all dressed up in like bow tie?
No, they're called all dressed.
No, we don't have that.
They have like vinegar and like onion flavoring and whatnot.
Yeah, that's sour cream and onion.
No, there's no onion.
So there's vinegar and...
onion and like pepper.
Yeah, onion flavoring, right?
Little bit, but like that's not the appeal.
I mean, hell, we have dill pickle, so...
No, it's not dill pickle.
No, I'm saying that I saw that today. I saw a dill pickle.
You?
Yeah, no, I did not grab it.
No, like, look at the camera if you can. Like this.
It's little loady screen. It's a little loady screen. Oh! So just... No.
You don't have those in America?
If we do, I am not familiar with it.
Crime, 100 years in jail.
Wait, let me Google. We're going to Google. Okay. All dressed chips. Where to buy? Oh, I guess there is all dressed. I also don't look at potato chips all that often, to be fair. Apparently, they're a rather new one from like 2020.
No, I've been eating
No?
these since I was a kid.
No, all right, so I'm wrong. Anyone have any ideas on?
They might just be new in America.
It could just be new in America. There are Ruffles, which is if it were Lay's, then like I'd understand, but apparently it's only Ruffles that I saw here. So, usually we just have the. It looks like it's plain, like a little bit of seasoning, not much else.
They're nice. They're nice and like vinegary. I don't like salt and vinegar though, so.
Oh yeah, the vinegar taste is actually, or the vinegar is actually why I had to give up the sour cream and onion for a while. Because my acid reflux couldn't handle that much vinegar.
I see.
But thankfully, that life is behind me.
What?
At least for now. We'll see how long that lasts. Also, Zane, could you like do something with your mouse to show that you're like okay?
Alive. I think he's just in the washroom.
Because I noticed he came back and then muted.
My guess is he came back muted, then went back to the washroom.
That's fair. Probably a fair, good point. I have a favorite line of the Fall Out Boy cover of "We Didn't Start the Fire," and because it goes in between like pop culture references and sad fucking references, and then back to pop culture, and it just pops back and forth. And my favorite is Trump got impeached twice. Polar bears got no ice.
Polar bears got no ice.
Yeah. My favorite is the Trump got impeached twice. It's like, haha, bitch. Aw. Look at the cuties. Is Trin's the one with the
web on their
right?
chest? Yeah. It goes you, me, Trins.
Yes. I love how mine kind of looks like a doublet.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
You mean like the things on the shoulder? Like the shoulders puffing up?
Yeah.
I mean, in the art you sent me, the shoulders were like tall, like stiff, so.
Oh, in the pit crew or other ones?
In the other one.
Oh yeah.
The inspiration art. So I was like, well, if I get free range with the suit design, as I presumed I was going to.
Can we also take 1 second to discuss the fact that Zane decided to name the group the Damascus Dawns?
I don't know what that means, so.
It's a type of steel that's forged with a bunch of other types of steel.
Mm-hmm.
you melt them like on top of each other and like to make it a lot stronger. And as for Dawn's, I don't know, but I don't really know where he came from it. I do know, there is a quote I have from him, which is, "We are the rising stars forged of the toughest metals for war."
Mm. Little Mr. Hero complex. I see. Love Taki's hero complex.
We love Taki's hero. It's so good to have someone else have a hero complex for one.
I'm more a savior complex girly myself as opposed to hero complex, but you know.
Oh, you would. So today I had a little bit of free time. So Arden wrote a letter to Spring.
I'm fucking sorry. Do I have to witness a breakup letter as well as like our breakup phone call?
Oh, you told her about the letter, huh?
I haven't gotten to what it says, but yeah.
Can you send me it? Like,
oh, absolutely. Let me go grab it 1 second. I'll be right back. I know.
How many idiots does it take to change a fucking light bulb? Jesus.
Yeah, we talked about Taki's hero complex.
Yeah, it's for the best. Little Taki's hero complex.
It's fascinating, especially with what you sent me last night. Did me stating the thing about Angwin cause you to have that realization, or?
No.
Because it's a fascinating realization.
No, I've had that thought about Taki for a little bit. I've just been looking for a way to implement it. Mickey, come back so we can keep going.
She went to go get the letter.
I know what she's doing.
So did you get sent the letter, or did you just get told
No, I just know that the letter exists.
Spring has done nothing. The man has done nothing wrong except for not know where his sister was and
that was all.
Break up. You guys don't even like Winter. Like, Winter's done shit. Winter's pulled shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like Spring's that man has done nothing wrong except break up with Arden while they weren't dating and
use the I love you like a sister line.
You ready, Mickey?
Send me the fucking thing first.
What is this?
What?
You can scan something?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sophia,
have you never scanned?
Go ahead.
Have you never scanned anything before, Mickey?
Not on my phone.
Sophia disappeared after we're gonna ignore Mickey's technology. Sophia disappeared after the terrible incident with the horses. Her friends gossiped that her parents sent her off to serve a noble. What the fuck did I do with my water? There it is. Okay. You haven't seen each other since that day, but you still remember Sophia's eyes, the sunlight shining in them. But no matter what, life goes on. You're 10 years old now. Your studies continue, and you're learning more about the land you live in. And Azot is an ancient city in the imperial province by the name of Magra. All soil in Magra was turned to ash eons ago, scorched by magic during the rebellion of Duke Shar Melandis. The magical arts are all but gone now, but the scorched earth has remained barren and infertile ever since. Since then, the entire province has lain barren, tormented by cloud and scorching winds in equal measure, with few precious plants taking root on their own. All the fertile land in Magra is bought elsewhere and brought here by an endless caravan of carts and carriages. To pay for food and soil, the cities of Magra have become skilled in many trades, primarily mining and digging for metals and stone. Last fall, there was an explosion just outside the city, followed by clouds of thick smoke. The first such incident frightened the citizens, but then explosions and smoke became an everyday occurrence. Soon, everyone got used to it. Father explains that the miners are using a new invention called gunpowder. It makes it easier for them to reach the precious stones and metals buried deep within the earth. Then one day, a thunderous explosion rocks the city, and black, billowing smoke covers the houses. People are stuck in their homes, all windows tightly shut. The air is impossible to breathe. Nathan coughs all the time. Gloria and you cough only when somebody is watching. If Mother hears it, she'll make you inhale those hot herbal vapors just like Nathan. It takes 2 days for the black smoke to disperse. People pour out of the streets to meet their friends. Tomas is eager to share everything he knows about this incident with you.
They took lots of burnt up people to the city temple. Mom told me she was helping the healers.
There are many rumors. Some claim it was the work of the beast, stirred from its slumber, while others say it's the surviving witches that continue to threaten the order and the empire with their accursed powers. As for you, you patiently wait for Father to come back home, and then you'll ask him about it. Father spends day and night working at the prefecture, while Mother spends all of her time in prayer. It takes a full week for Father to finally come home, and he's almost completely spent. You muster enough courage during dinner to ask him what happened outside the city. Father raises his head, his face a bleak, weary mask, and starts muttering his proclamation. It's almost as if he doesn't see you. It's the mine outside the city. They were trying to get a vein of ore. There was an explosion, the mine caved in, and the black smoke started flowing. Many workers died there. It was all because Count Elville Lasco, who owns the mines, wanted them to start mining that vein before they were ready. Some of the workers weren't even reborn. Perhaps the twins thought their final time had come. The prefecture has been inundated with complaints from families that have lost their breadwinners, asking the judges for help. Many people also lost their cattle to the black smoke. Count Elvesco blames gunpowder for the disaster. The prefecture and the newspapers just repeat whatever he says, but it's plain old greed and tyranny of noblemen that are to blame. Why is the welfare of our province always paid for with common lives? Then, without warning, he grows silent again. You keep thinking about it for a few days. Can a human life really end so easily? A single moment of bad luck and you die, only to re-emerge from the temple or the family crypt with a new black mark on your arm. Or worse, you remain where you fell, dead, never to be reborn again, ever. The order of the world has gone down, but the wealth of our country has gone up.
I hate that.
Somebody read Steven's Arrival while you're on my mark.
Mickey, your turn. Mickey? Mickey?
One sec. I'm about to. Mickey! During lunch, Father tells you to stay home in the evening and prepare to meet some important guests. Your elder brother, Stefan, will return home by dinner tonight. Joining him will be your grandfather, Gregor Brante, as well as a noble friend of the family. You're excited about your brother's return. It has been years since you last saw him. How has he changed since his years away from home? He turned into more of an ass.
Yeah.
You and your father await the guests anxiously. The doorbell rings. 3 people are standing outside. Grandfather's the first to come in, naturally. He has not changed a bit since his last visit, still eyeing the house with contempt, looking for any reason to demean it. Grandfather is followed by a stately young man dressed in a jacket embroidered in silver, whom you barely recognize as your brother. Stefan casts a glance at your threadbare clothes, your dirty fingernails, and smirks. The last to enter the house is a personable gentleman with a worn-out, wrinkled face. You've heard a lot about this man from father and grandfather. He is Baron Augustin Elborn, Stefan's uncle, a family friend, and the province's prefect, which means that he is the head judge and thus father superior. Sir Elborn smiles lightly and offers you his hand. And this must be your younger son, Cody, yes? You have your father's eyes, young man. Father bows slightly to grandfather and Sir Elborn, but there is a moment of quiet when Stefan's turn comes. Father reaches out to him awkwardly, expecting an embrace. There's a question in Stefan's eyes as he looks at grandfather. The old man shakes his head almost imperceptibly. Fuck me. Someone else say that, just the last word.
Imperceptibly.
We noblemen aren't put our emotions on just public display, Father, not even after a lengthy separation.
Oh. There is no embrace. Instead, Stefan nods to Father curtly. He responds in kind, his face devoid of emotion. After the greeting, you proceed to the sitting room. Elborn is the first to enter. He kisses Mother's hand and Gloria's too, and tussles Nathan's hair after seeing him hiding by the table. Grandfather acknowledges them with a glum nod.
Greetings, Lydia Brante. I remember you were kind to me when I was but a child, and you must be Nathan. You could barely walk when I saw you last.
How dare you! Your elder brother ignores Gloria completely. Not even a greeting.
Oh, fuck you.
You proceed to the dining room in a dignified manner and take your seats. The dishes smell delicious, but they merely punctuate the overwhelming tension at the table. Elborn is the only one with a friendly smile on his face. The dinner is splendid, Lydia. Did you choose the dishes yourself? You have a truly refined palate. It warms my heart to know that Stefan spent his early years with you. Womanly care really always does a child good, no matter the estate. Oh, interesting.
I like him.
Me too. Your fork freezes in the air halfway to your mouth. You expect many things from a noble of the sword, but words of praise for a low-born woman are not one of them. You cast a glance at Grandfather. He looks like he is about to choke on those words. Good. Choke.
Do it. It would do my grandson more good to stay in a boarding school among his equals.
Please, Gregor, parenting is no less important. Nothing can replace a mother's love, I cannot deny it. It saddens me greatly that my late sister could not be there to raise Stefan. But there was still a family for him, and he was surrounded by love. How could that be bad? Oh, Gifford.
You know, Dick Gregor,
And besides, his father was by his side all the while. A father's example is always the best. After all, Robert earned the judge's rank the same way you did. Your grandson will surely follow in your footsteps. And who knows, perhaps even the younger men of the Bronte family will contribute to the...
You clumsy, lowbrow cretin!
Everyone is startled by the sudden outburst. Grandfather's face turns red. He's glaring at a young lady servant holding a pitcher over a glass. Stefan is sitting right next to her, dabbing a napkin on a fresh stain on his jacket.
God, this instant.
The lady servant runs away, leaving the pitcher on a small table by the door. After a moment, Elborn smiles again. It appears the servants have left us, yet dinner is far from over.
Worry not, Uncle. There are enough commoners at this table to keep us served with food and drink.
One fucking second? No. Oh, fuck this child. Stefan glares at Gloria across the table. She is sitting right next to you. She shrinks down and hunches under his gaze. Father furrows his brow. Mother covers her mouth with trembling hands. Grandfather sneers. Stefan's gaze does not move. The silence lasts far too long. Bullshit! Then she starts to rise from her chair.
if the Bronte gentleman so wish it.
I can't read this. I'm too angry.
Your hands clench to fists under the table. How can he bring himself to humiliate his own family? His own mother and sister like this? Is all grandfather's doing. Stefan could not even bring himself to embrace father without his permission. And yet they are noblemen, and they have the right to act this way. If there's any way this dinner can become even more unbearable, you do not want to see it. If we insult your brother, you'll gain in ingenuity. You'll have bad blood with Stefan and lose a thing with him to get him to 0, but you'll gain one with Gloria. If you make small talk, you'll gain a point with your grandfather and a point of nobility. If you join Gloria, you'll gain 10 willpower and gain a point with Gloria. I assume we're between these two.
So anyway, we don't lose relationship with Gloria.
Yeah.
Yes, we are obviously between 1 or 3. Insult the brother. How dare he?
You grab Gloria by the arm and keep her seated. Stefan turns a puzzled gaze towards you. With a wry smile, you open your mouth. Stefan, how did you have the gall to speak without Sir Gregor's permission? Surely you wouldn't even answer nature's call without his leave. Stefan looks at Grandfather, completely flabbergasted, and then chaos. Grandfather roars with fury. Father stares you down with a disappointed look on his face. Gloria tries again and again to contain her laughter. Nathan hides under the table. Sir Elborn is unsure what to do. Stefan looks like he's about to cry. And then Mother takes your hand and leads you out of the dining room. You expect to be locked in your room as usual, but instead she leads you outside to an unlit shed.
I'm locking you in here for the night, son. Your presence tonight could be an insult to our noble guests. It's time you learn the meaning of humility.
I'm sorry?
You do your best to fall asleep inside the shed on the cold wooden floor. Anything to make this rotten day end sooner. Grandfather's cries of outrage should still be heard from the house.
Bullshit.
Gloria sneaks out to the shed in the middle of the night. She calls to you from behind the wooden planks. There's gratitude in her voice.
I never thought you would decide them like that. Thank you so much for your standing up to them. Sir Gregor got so mad he forgot all about me. So I ran away. Sir Elborn took Stephen away with him. How are you doing in there? You're not going to freeze to death, are you?
It's nothing, you tell her. You'll live. The important thing is that Grandfather and Stefan finally left her alone. You defended your sister's honor tonight. We now have bad blood with Stefan Brante.
Oh,
We have
no.
gained 1 point with Gloria, and we've gained a point of ingenuity.
So I'm guessing you also insulted him?
I did, yes.
Yeah, because you said you sided with Gloria whenever you could, really.
Drop handkerchief. Hot, dry winds sweep through the city from the barren lands around it. The noble residents of Enizat prefer to remain in their chambers, while the commoners huddle in tents or in the shade of the silver tree. You're on an errand right now. Your father wrote a letter to a noble acquaintance, and you're to deliver it. Tomas, the boy down the street, is tagging along. The two of you are inseparable now. The errand's in his hands. He decided to take this opportunity to loiter around the part of Enizat where the nobles live. Here you are in the middle of the city square, resting on the ancient brickwork by the old fountain in the merciful shade of the gargantuan silver tree. Tomas is by your side, lazily slouching on the edge of the fountain's basin. Come back to me, Tomas.
It's hard. It's a hard life for commoners like you and me. Either you break your back in a workshop all day and night and hope someone will buy your goods someday, or you become a manservant to some noble and you never get a chance to enjoy your life.
This is our lot, you remind him. We work and endure and suffer, but Tomas waves your words away.
Yeah, I know all of that already. Mother keeps drilling that stuff into me. We must be humble. Our strength is patience and persistence. So yeah, I say. But I want to make my fortune no matter what. So how ain't that living by my lot, may I ask you? But the lots, they ain't easy. Let's take you, for example. Brante, your father is a nobleman, but even if that didn't make you one, just look at your hands. You never had to work as hard as me, but we have the same lot. So we're supposed to suffer the same? Or look at your father, he's a judge and he toils at the prefecture day and night doing his judging. And he's a noble? I've never seen an Arcanian work as hard as he does.
You shrug. The Arcanians are a different race. The books say that they were born to rule over humans. They were never commoners, always nobles of the sword by birth. They founded the Empire after subduing all the human kingdoms on the continent. Humans will never be their equals. Arcanians are always better, smarter, stronger, and their skin is a noble shade of blue. If the books are to be believed, of course. You've never seen one yourself. Your idle chatter is suddenly interrupted by a rugged-looking guardsman dressed in black and green. He chases you away from the fountain. Common rebel like you have no place here. You hear the clattering of hooves and wheels against the cobblestones and see flags bearing a coat of arms, a sable serpent on a field of vert. It makes you squirm. It's the Archduke's coat of arms. the Melanius dynasty. The carriage door opens, revealing a young lady in a luxurious dress. You cannot look away from her. Those dainty shoulders, suggested but not revealed by the cut of her dress. Bullshit. Full shoulders are out, thank you. Her black hair cascading over them. Her stately, slim silhouette, her pouty lips and prim nose. Those eyes, dark like the night sky. The way she moves, fluidly, gracefully. Most incredible of all, her skin glows in azure blue. She's a masterpiece given life. She's an Archnean.
Clear the way for me.
The guardsmen make work quickly to clear the way to the fountain for the Archnean lady. The searing sun dances on her skin in bizarre patterns. With one elegant motion, she reveals a handkerchief, leans over the basin, and wipes her head and neck with its cool water.
I'll be. That's Octavian Milenus, Archduke's own daughter.
The Archnean turns
For
away
his voice.
and proceeds gracefully back to her carriage. You see something slip out of her hand and fall onto the cobblestone right next to you. Her handkerchief. It's right there by your feet. Intricate craftsmanship, expensive woven fabric, delicately decorated with emerald filigree. Your heart skips a beat. Will you dare draw the beautiful Archnean's attention in order to return her lost possession? Or would you rather not tempt to cross the chasm between you and her? If you give the handkerchief back, you will use your 5 willpower. Octavia will remember you in the future, and you gain the destiny, a matter of the heart. If you keep the handkerchief, you will gain 5 willpower. Thomas will think you are kind of cool. Oh, stash the trophy, sorry. To sell it later. If you keep it as a memento, then you get 10 willpower.
Mickey, she's so pretty. Can we go back to the picture of her?
Yeah. No.
Ah, boo.
Because the choices are here, I can't change the page back.
Oh, I have been talking. I was muted.
What are we
Give
doing?
her the handkerchief back.
Give the handkerchief back?
She's so...
She's so pretty.
She's pretty.
It takes a moment to overcome your fear. You follow the young lady Melandis and call out to her in a nervous voice. She turns around, her beautiful face marred by a puzzled expression. You extend the dropped handkerchief towards her. Lady Octavia's face contorts into a sneer. She signs to the guardsman indifferently. A guardsman, gauntlet-clad hand slaps you in the face. It rings your head like a heavy bell. Your nose cracks obediently under its staggering force. The rest of you follow suit, and you fall prone. You can discern the guardsman's voice through the painful din in your ears. Should I take the handkerchief back, lady?
After a commoner's hand found it, let him wipe himself with it for all I care.
The carriage drives away. Tomas runs up to you and drags you back to the fountain. Your head is still ringing from the blow. The faithful handkerchief is still crumpled in your hand. Octavia will remember you in the future. By the way, because I didn't save Sophia, this was the first time I got a matter of the heart, and I was like, oh yes, the woman who beat my head, had somebody beat my head in, is my first love, naturally.
She's so pretty.
You've met a girl. You experienced your first romantic feelings.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Incorrect. My first romantic feelings were for Tomas.
Wait. Pause. My head is spinning. I have to go. My head is spinning.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, y'all.
I think we have to get through this before it'll save, so I'm gonna read through this real fast.
Okay.
Or, Legs, can you do it real fast?
12 years old now, you overhear an important conversation. It is a spring night and mother has just sent everyone to bed. You walk past father's study and her voice is coming from beyond the door. Grandfather is yelling and father is replying quietly. The elder Brante men are fighting, arguing about the place of the commoners in the city. You sneak outside to avoid mother's attention and hide next to the open window of the study. Perhaps we'll mention you too.
That low-life
That low
idiot. I got you. I got the voices. That low-life idiot had the gall to pay me a visit and beg me for some service. He had the insolence to ask me outright. He thought I was going to support his claim for the chairman's seat in the Lesser Quorum. How dare he? You play the dad.
Father, please listen. Mayor Eggman may be lowborn, but he carries a lot of clout in Magra. He owns 5 iron mines. A friend like him could be quite useful, should he become the chairman of the Lesser Quorum.
I don't give a damn who this Egmont is, Robert. What he is, however, is low-born. His lot is humility and obedience. The likes of him can never rule anything. There's nothing but a flock of sheep that needs a firm, noble hand to guide them. I wasted so many years trying to quash that quorum decree, but that accursed Cornelius Tempest did everything in his power to make the Emperor sign that pathetic screed. And now even lowlifes can wield power. True power, Robert.
Just the right to discuss the size of the Archduke's tax. Nothing more.
That's only the beginning. What's next? They're going to arm the lowlifes now, make them into judges. If the Empire rejects the foundations and the thoughts, the entire edifice will crumble. Who am I telling this to? It's already crumbling, and you, my son and heir, are a harbinger of its destruction.
Father, I am begging you. I do not wish to marry a 3rd time. Lydia is a good wife and a dutiful mother to my children. If you would only allow her to.
I allow them nothing! Neither Egmont nor that freeloading wench of yours. What will you want me to do next? Live by the laws of the lowborn? You can already see where this is going. I'd rather run my own sword through my gut than live in a country where nobles and lowlife share the same rights. My only dream is to see the name of Brante in the Blue Book, but that dream will never come true. They'll never call me Venerable El Brante, and it's all because of this marriage of yours. My only hope now is to hear Stefan addressed in such a manner one day. Thank the twins I didn't let you ruin the boy. He's about to grow up a true nobleman. His children will bear the name of El Brante.
Bullshit.
You have more grandsons.
Spineless milksops from the common lot. They're incapable of anything. The best your middle son could do is sneak into the Imperial College and get ennobled by the mantle. Though I have grave doubts about even that. As for the downtrodden Nathan, I hold out no hope for him whatsoever. You hear
Grandfather.
Go ahead.
You hear grandfather's heavy footsteps, the thudding of his cane, and the slamming of the door. It's time to sneak back home before you're discovered.
The power in the world has gone up. But yes, you now started studying at the school of Sir Tibber and began to master the sciences. Congratulations, you've entered high school.
Yay!
Good job, Mickey. You made it to high school.
I'm going to